She take my money when I'm in need. Yes, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger and way over town. That thing's on me.
Hello.
It always does that.
Hold on.
Pull up a seat. Join the circle. Lolita, Tangeray, Eliza, Soup, Bugsy, Harley, Gidget, TJ, OG Buttercup, Tits McGee, Pearl. Enjoy some fresh tea. But don't make Soup send you to bed.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go to bed. That was the.
Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know. You know, I did a speed test.
Thank you, Soup.
I came on here, and I have 336 megs of speed. That is a lot. That is very high speed. I don't get it. It has to be StreamYard. I was talking with someone about this last night. I think we need to look for a different streaming software service. StreamYard for the $35 a month just isn't cutting it anymore.
And
well, I've seen other people switch different platforms, and I don't know that they work any better. But
StreamYard, they should have it together by now. They've been out for 3-4 years, not about 3 years now. And every time I would do a live stream, I'd always have sound issues.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they ask for your feedback? I mean, I can't be the only one giving the feedback. Fix your sound.
Yes.
Yeah, and forget trying to use a camera because it stuffs up not just your feed, but everybody's.
Yep. It sure does.
Can we make that intro just into one video, put them together?
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it.
Cool. Yeah, Pearl. Yep. Pearl's like, I can do it.
I'll get it. It won't take a moment. I'll get it done and we can have it for the next one. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe
Jamie M said Streamlab. Jamie M said Streamlab is better.
I've heard that too. Hey, Stormy. Hey, everybody. I won't name you off.
Hey, Becky.
Becky. I want everybody to say
Becky in the bushes.
Say hello to.
Hang on. If Becky's listening, can I just say something?
Please do.
I know it really annoys you when dogs make noise.
Sir, please stop.
Everybody say hello to Just the Receipts. We've got an angry, bitter woman just stalking our streams, complaining about everything we do. Yes, she's here right now. I'm sure she was watching to see how late we would be.
She's picking spider webs off her sweater now from being in the bushes.
Oh, God. And Just the Receipts, you're not that great of a troll. We've called out almost every account you've had. But, you know, we're not like Ziggy and just have this strong intuition. Oh, good Lord. You are so spiteful. Let me address you real quick. Just the Receipts. You are the most spiteful woman on here. We know what you're mad about. We get it. We don't care. You're mad we didn't run with that story. And that pisses you off. So you do a live stream about us. We ain't even thought about you. You do a live stream about us bitching about every little thing we do. Talking about how late we are, talking about the weather. We talked about the weather the other night because there were storms coming through here. You're boring, you're tired, and you're miserable. And I've got more to say.
Not funny.
Girl, handle you.
And if she doesn't like it, stop fucking watching.
It's so
they
weird.
can't though. They're obsessed.
Yes.
She's mad. We know what she's mad about.
What's funny is I don't watch any of them. I have no idea what any of them say about us until I hear it from others.
I don't
Right.
either.
I wasn't watching her tired self.
There's a
But I
whopping
I'm
39
not like Heidi.
watching.
Talking about
I
someone
have-
sent me screenshots. No, I went and looked for myself after I heard about it. Lady, you are really depressing. And I know you don't know. You think you're hiding it. You're not. You are a spiteful woman. You remind me of one of those. If someone like accidentally stepped on your foot, you would hold it against them for like years. And if they like needed a ride somewhere desperately, you would purposely not take them because that one time they stepped on your foot. You are that type of, I see right through you. We should not even be a concern of yours at this point, but we are. And then you're just over there lying, talking about we're lying. You don't know nothing about us. We don't know nothing about you. Let us go. We didn't care about the
Nor do
story.
I care about her.
Well, it was a non-story.
She's petty as fuck. I only have one thing to say. Hello, divers. Suck it.
Yes, and you're mad about our live
one-liners.
stream. Meantime, in between time, you are calling out everybody. Hi, truth for the missing. Flip flop no more. Sweet tea. Beautiful. No, no. They're dirty.
So glad
whores.
you're all here today.
Dirty whores. You are angry. No one calls other people dirty whores unless they are really angry about something. And you are. Now go make a live about it and bore your people to death.
No, wait, are we
Maybe-
dirty whores or are we unfuckable, miserable old hags? Because it can't be both, right?
Well, let me tell y'all something. This is how spiteful she is. She hates Ziggy so bad. But she is more spiteful that she is actually taking up for Ziggy. And I called this right when it happened. I said, watch JTR flip and switch on us real quick and change her mind because she's that spiteful. And it took her a good month, but she did as expected because I see through that act she puts on. Everybody thinks that oh, another thing. Oh my God, JTR, you need to stop hanging out with Purple. Lord help you. I heard all the you knows. And that's another thing about you. You're that spiteful again that you would go
And the just sayings.
The just sayings and the you knows. It's getting to you, hun. All right, Pearl, I'm done.
I just wanted to address the dirty whore thing. First of all, the whole slut shaming thing, you consider yourself quite a intellectual and liberated person. You're so quick to judge the use of language by others, and yet you come out with dirty whores. Frankly, I'm not bothered. I mean, my name is Pearl DeVere. Do you know who Pearl DeVere was?
Tell the
I
truth.
think she
Look
does
it up,
not.
see how insulted I might be by being called a whore. Not very should be the conclusion you come to. You seem very fixated on pigeonholing us into one particular genre. You say that we call ourselves a call-out channel. I don't think we do. If you actually look on the Circle Jerk main about, it says we review things. That's what we do. I'm sorry that you have a problem with that. Now, that thing might be cookies, could be the weather, could be people on YouTube, could be anything. Our business, not yours. You don't have any control over the content of this channel. You don't have any control about what time we turn up. You don't have any control about who we speak about. You need to get your head around that. I know that you obviously live a very controlled life. I mean, we've all seen how you absolutely lay the law down to those dogs and they make so much as a murmur. You are a serious control freak.
She is.
But what is amazing to me is how somebody who giggles so much to themselves while speaking has absolutely no sense of humour whatsoever.
God.
And you hate that we laugh so much.
Hate.
You just cannot stand it. You think that we have to be this mega serious call-out channel because that's what you want us to be. You want to pigeonhole us there so that you
Make
know
your own channel that way.
Exactly, yeah. So that you know exactly the parameters and that helps you criticise us. We refuse to sit into the box that you've picked out. You're going to have to deal with that. In Anglo-American culture, you should know this, you're not a stupid woman. The whole situation where people use satire and parody to make a serious point is deeply ingrained in our culture. From parody books about cannibalizing the poor to John Oliver or Jon Stewart or Saturday Night Live, or if you're English, not the 9 o'clock news. That was the week that was, spitting image. We don't aspire to be on that level. We're talking about a culture of dealing with humour to make a serious point. I'm sorry that you don't comprehend that because it's on YouTube, but this is not a new thing. And it's a thing that we're going to carry on doing. If you don't like us laughing, sucks to be you, but that's what's going to happen. Anyway,
I don't know why she watches this.
Carry on.
I really don't understand why she even watches us. Just move along. Lady, we get it. You're mad. Now you are so pissed off because we didn't care about this story that you dug up, that you are going as far to say that you believe Ziggy is intuitive and intelligent and y'all are on the same level. Oh my God. I knew that you were spiteful, but I didn't know to what degree. But we get it. Now go away.
Yeah, when you can
Ziggy wasn't.
When you could
Go ahead.
pretzel yourself around to supporting Ziggy over something, when you hated her from the get-go, then you know that there's a serious issue going on.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I mean, when we say hated Ziggy, like she kind of made it her mission. Like it was everything, Ziggy. And that's okay. That was your channel. That's what you wanted to do. But this is ours. And this is what we do. And you go over there and you try to convince people that you know things about us and that we lie and that we just lie out of the thin air. You are really just making things up. And what sucks is some people will believe you. There ain't nothing we can do about that. It is what it is.
Hey, just the insinuations. If you've got proof that we're lying, bring it.
God bless her.
I thought we always showed proof of what we
channel.
say.
Right.
We did.
And
Yeah,
she's
well, her
supposed to show
receipts are always
receipts.
flimsy as fuck. So
Yeah.
She got mad that Lolita showed that email from Harper. Let me break this down real quick. Harper had sent that email to probably 30 different channel holders.
Literally 30 different YouTubers.
Yeah. And then she wants to talk about how she wouldn't have done this and blah, blah, and how it should have been handled. And the lady don't even know how to handle an email and how remember how upset she got about that one email, or she needed a header to believe it or something?
Wait a minute. She's mad that because we don't do things the way she would do them. That means we're doing it correctly.
there you go.
Control freak.
Yeah. I mean, she's so spiteful that she will go hang out at Purple's. Now, come on, lady. You don't like it over there. Now stop. Why do you lie to yourself like this, though? It's kind of weird. It's weird.
She's starting to talk like Purple, so it's kind of comical.
Yeah, she said, about 50 times in the 15 minutes I listened. I'm like, whoa, okay.
I listened for precisely a minute and a half, and I was like, okay, this is dumb, and I clicked out.
I didn't listen at all because
I didn't either.
I was at Hibachi with my friends, and we were talking about Prince Harry's new book.
Wait, what? You have real life friends?
Yeah, imagine that, right?
Imagine. Yeah, crazy thought.
Imagine.
I listened to it about an hour and a half ago while I was eating. There was nothing on television except for sport, and I didn't want to get involved in the film because I knew it was coming online. So yeah, you passed the time quite handily. Not something I'd like to make a habit of.
No. We haven't even brought this lady up. We ain't thought about her. Nothing to do with her. But she is
precisely why she brought us up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
She
she's
absolutely wanted this attention.
She did, but she really wanted this attention on something that she'd made, so we'd drive traffic to her channel. Well, you're not getting that there, and you're probably not getting mentioned again, but it's quite nice just to have a little teething round you, just sort of work out some of the irritation with you, but please stop giggling. Honestly, well, no, please stop giggling or do something funny. I don't mind which.
She never
Island girl, yes, that's the Harper.
She never says anything funny and then giggles like it is the funniest thing ever. No one in her chat's laughing. I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's her chat. Okay, I don't control it. I don't control her channel like she's trying to control everybody else's. It's weird and annoying. But anyway, that's all you're getting. You can go do your worst. I know your seething, spiteful self is going to try. I don't care. Leave us alone. Go dig up some more stuff on Reddit, Tumblr, wherever you got to go.
I saw somebody commented they wanted us to explain further. To be honest, I watched a minute and a half. I can't really explain further other than she just talks out her ass.
Okay, basically, it's some lady.
And she has conversations with her dogs. You could tell this woman has no real life friends.
She's had a thing for Ziggy, and I don't even really remember exactly where that came from. Her and Ziggy's banter back and forth.
Oh, Lord.
And then we started a channel. Well, when we started ours, she honed in on us, too, because she saw us as an extension of Ziggy, because we were all Ziggy's mods. She even tried to out me. I wasn't hiding. But anyway, so she then honed in on us and became kind of obsessive there for a while. I thought she had went away. Then I find out that no, she's been watching for every episode the whole time. Even watching.
She's a fan.
She's a fan.
Apparently one of our biggest fans.
And she's a very spiteful woman, and I just see it in her. And JTR, you're not that great of a troll. We've pretty much narrowed down some of your accounts. And you don't really have that kind of sense of humor like you think you do.
Anyway, moving on to something important. Morris17 is in our chat. I hope that you forgive me for this, Morris17. Morris17's Cash App is on our community wall. I have never plugged somebody's Cash App before, but in situations where somebody finds themselves in a sudden situation of loss and also financially out of pocket, seriously out of pocket, because we all know how expensive it is at a moment of great grief when you lose someone. And not everybody prepares for their departure terribly well. Sometimes because they can't financially, sometimes because they just can't face the fact that it is an inevitable thing for all of us. If you are in a position where you would like to help somebody, I encourage you to at least go and have a look. Morris17, I hope you're doing as well as you can. You have all our love. Please look after yourself, and I hope that you can feel the support from everybody, whether it's emotionally, just chatting, financial support, whatever. Take care of yourself, darling.
Yes, Morris.
Put her Cash App in the comments there. Everybody should be able to click on it.
You're welcome, Morris. You take care of yourself right now.
And thank you, Pearl.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. Thank you, Pearl, for mentioning that.
I've just been trying to keep my eye on especially the people who are former Tiffany mods, because I don't want them to feel like we spoke about a difficult situation and then left them to twist in the wind, because obviously we all know how spiteful the woman in question can be. But apparently so far, so silent. So we wait.
We wait. But we do not leave you all twisting in the wind at all. We're right here.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll be back when necessary.
Yeah. Tits and her tits will be back.
Always.
Ready to bop anybody on the head.
I can suffocate a bitch.
The really important question is, Lita, what's your weather like?
Yes. The weather, anybody? No, we would never torture you all like that.
I have rain.
It's not here.
It's raining
here.
here.
What cookies?
It's cold.
Right. Where's Julie? Julie loves to talk. Yeah, how are you going to complain about sweet Julie? talking about cookies. You leave that lady alone. Julie is the best woman I have ever met on the internet.
Ironically,
I thought she was
Chat
gonna start her a
brought
channel.
it up. Yeah, anyway. But no, Chat brought it up. And it was actually a good conversation because I believe Julie had mentioned, it was Julie and Jay Marie talking about a gluten-free cookie recipe, and Chat was all about it.
You're welcome,
As somebody
Marie.
has to deal with that situation, not personally, but family members, a good gluten-free cookie recipe, I cannot stress enough what a blessing that can be.
Thank
Absolutely.
you,
She's just
Jude.
upset that she can't just talk random bullshit with people and have people actually stay and watch. She's got to
Yeah.
talk shit all the time
Yeah, the
And
whole
Dukes,
WAP
about people.
39.
Dukes, I peeped that, and thank you for that, Dukes. I mean, I can't tell anybody, we can't tell anyone where to go and who to listen to. You do what you want. But I do notice the people that dip out, the people that say, yeah, I don't really see it that way. And it doesn't go unnoticed.
I mean, I encourage people to go and listen everywhere. I have no problem with anybody going and listening to her. I would say my recommendation across the board would be just be careful who you trust, especially financially. Don't fight anybody's battles. But other than that, go everywhere. Listen to everything. I don't see the downside in it.
I don't either. I think you learn a lot. And I think you should always do your own research. Never take a creator or a YouTuber channel holder's word for it. Go look for yourself. We do you too, Dukes. Yeah, go look for yourself, listen for yourself, learn for yourself. It's the best thing to do.
Yeah. We've had people come over here to hate watch and end up liking us and saying they're going to stay. So
Many times too, right?
See it in the comments all the time.
Comments. They're my favourite comments underneath lives when you get one that says, I came over here because so-and-so said they hated you. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love that. It does make
Then
me feel
suddenly I have found my people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just come here to, I don't know. I probably say this every live stream, and I'll probably continue. We do really come here to have a good time in such a serious place YouTube can be. We come here to cut up, laugh, kick it, talk to y'all. It does not always have to be so serious. And sometimes there's no conspiracy. It's not that deep. It's just some women on a panel shooting the shit.
talking shit.
It's just like our voice chats is basically what it is.
I was about to say women who love other women, but then that reminded me that we've been accused of,
Oh God.
of being too into each other.
Right.
Scissor sisters, yes.
Sister.
All of us. It's
Harley
like
heard
one
about
big
that and
orgy.
got really greedy. She chose me and Buttercup. She wanted a
That's
threesome.
right. That's
See,
right.
I was stuck because, like, if you're going for brains, you want Pearl. If you're going for hotness, you go for Tanga. But Eliza is the one that I can see myself going barefoot with at protests, like political stuff. So I pick Eliza.
Lolita's my bitch.
Please
I'm
go
afraid you're all
barefoot.
wasting your time picking me because, you know, God love you. If women are your thing, I am right behind you in your sort of equality all the way, but I'm sadly cock for life. I'm so cock friendly that I only watch gay porn.
She does.
So you're wasting your time with me.
She does. Gay pirates.
I have some here. Hold on a second.
You know, gay pirates, the whole thing.
Wait,
Yes.
where is it?
This should get
Lucius,
I'm going back and clipping that.
Yeah.
you said you're going back and clipping it. I'm taking Pearl because listen, all I need to do is just talk to Pearl, okay?
I
There you
love
go.
that show so much. That little man face.
I know when you posted that, I'm like, I have to freaking save that in the StreamYard.
There's
It's
also
so
the other
fitting.
one, which is me when I've got a soul cam, which is the fucker is cancelled. Piss off.
Oh, Angel, we're subbed to you. Hold on, let me go because I know I did it the other day, unless I did it under a different account.
Oh yeah,
But Angel
I did a
talks
long
too
time.
fast.
I
Angel
think that-
talks too fast. I love your intros.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're subscribed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love them.
you know who
I was
told
just
us
there
I was
today.
watching Angel earlier today.
Lip Lock No More is the one who told me about Angel. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was Lip Lock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those two are funny together.
Yeah,
Their videos back and forth to each other. They crack me up.
Yes, I know what a circle jerk is, Angel.
We love
Hey,
it.
Fran.
You Lip Lock.
Sorry if you arrived during the cock talk.
Oh, I bet them numbers jumped up real quick. What is this lady talking about? Gay porn. Pirate porn.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
It's all about it.
Yes,
Roxy.
Bean. Oh, it's Fluffy Nuts in here. He is dedicated to that name now.
I like
He
it.
is.
I like
Roxy,
it.
is
Get,
Thundercut in here?
I like it.
yeah,
can
get
I
away
also
from
say,
the
Frank?
thing associated with, so much negativity. Go with something fun. I like fluffy nuts.
I like that he picked his own name this time.
Yes.
You know, I did not know until like recently that his real name was not Frank, that it was something Ziggy named him. I thought it was his name.
It really
Was it Ziggy or was it Chat though?
I don't know.
It was. I
believe it
almost
was
think it was
Heidi.
Chat.
Was
I
it
believe
Heidi?
it was Heidi and Ziggy's.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh,
I think it was Heidi and Ziggy's chat.
Yes, I noticed that Heidi was in Ziggy's last chat.
Of course.
That's really strange because I thought they felt very strongly about not associating with anybody who'd done any scamming.
I thought so too, but it's
I
interesting.
mean, really, 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 really strongly about it.
Right.
Mm.
Or does it just depend who the person is?
It depends.
Just like
It
me.
depends on who your fallout's with, who the enemy is, blah blah.
How
blah,
many
blah.
times? How many times were they done with Buddy? Yet then back up over there and on his panel and
Oh, he's
sucking his
Mr. Charm.
ass.
Sucking his
Yeah.
ass.
Sucking his ass.
You know Eliza's tired of you when she says something like that, okay? Sucking his ass.
That could
was
very
it
well be
Jimmy
true,
Penny?
Mum of two. I've
They
heard
can't
plenty of people
afford
claim it.
To lose
Oh, everybody's
any of
named.
their friends.
Everybody named him. Hey, New Jersey Robin.
Hey, Robin. I must admit, in my mind, he was always Kurt when he was on Ziggy's because he reminded me of Kurt Cobain.
He
So
does.
I never. That's how I
everybody
thought
says
of him
that,
before
yeah.
they started calling him Frank.
And Norman Reedus, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who that was? That was Frank?
Yes.
Yeah, Frank used to go on Ziggy's all the time.
Yeah, I remember, but I didn't know he went by Normus or whatever.
No, that's
No, we're
who
just
he
talking
No.
about who he reminded us of. I always
Oh,
thought
okay.
of him as Kurt Cobain, not Frank.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I
it's
remember.
Kurt.
That was the early days, man. that
Hey,
was
Kim.
okay, why do you do that every time she comes around?
Because Kim
I'm
says
her
she's her
favorite.
favorite.
Oh, okay. I knew
Oh,
there had to be a reason.
Pearl.
Oh, good God.
Pearl. Pearl, you're her second. You're almost her favorite. So
I'm a
You're
long-term
right
number
there.
2.
right
I'm
there.
a long-term number 2.
It's a polite way of saying I'm a piece of shit.
Angel is waiting on us to play her video.
I'm looking
She's
for
waiting
it.
patiently.
I have it.
Who
saved.
is?
Hold on.
Angel, I hope you heard my
I
comment
saw it.
about how
It's the
great your
best.
intros are.
Thank you, Miss Fletcher. I'm glad somebody loves me.
Yeah, her intros are great. I had to let Harley know we made it.
I'm looking.
That
Angel.
felt kind of bad after I listened to it because I was like, I don't watch, but I must be missing out. I've watched since, Angel, I promise.
Yeah, Angel's great.
I always
Angel's
watch.
great.
I'm
Her
just
channel's
usually
really
not
good.
chatting. Yeah, a lot of times I'm working and listening.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of people that I don't actually chat, but I listen.
Oh my
Because
God.
I'm usually doing other stuff.
Oh, it's in our email. I can look it up from the email.
Speaking of stars, I finally finished that interview, sort of interview. It was an interview that paid and done with John Yates. Whoa, did he spill the tea? I bet his dad is pissed off. But thank you, Angel, for encouraging me to finish it.
She said she's obsessed with you.
Who?
Angel did.
Angel.
With me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
She says, "Oh."
I want Soup's voice narrating
Hey, Italian
my
girl.
life, narrating everything. All automated voices, I would like them to sound like Soup.
Wouldn't that be something?
I would be less likely to hit inanimate objects if they actually had Soup's voice.
I would, if they had pearls, I'd be like, yes, ma'am. Yep.
That's right.
Oh, I love listening to Pearl.
I found it.
And I love Tit's laugh. I love that lady's laugh.
Sorry.
And Tangeray has that, just that hearty laugh too. It's awesome.
That's because I mean it, bitch.
I know you do. I know, and I knew you were laughing the other day, and we were just chatting.
I just think we're some funny fuckers, so.
See, we like ourselves, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Drive
That's right.
tooting.
Oh, geez.
Censored.
She censored? You got censored?
I can see your dirty code. Everyone will.
Your body's on fire. I'm here to tease you, ready to please you. Give it to me, baby.
I love that.
That was adorable.
I know that makes me laugh every single time. And
I know.
Twiggy
It never gets old.
is something else. Speaking of Twiggy, there's drama, guys. Do you remember how Scott bought that lipstick from Twiggy's sale?
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I remember.
Stephanie, the petty bitch, could not let Scott have this lipstick, right?
Of course.
Goes behind the scenes and she offers to buy it for $1,500.
You're
Oh.
kidding. The DNA.
You didn't let her write a check, did you?
Well, she did, and she sent a photo of a check to Twiggy.
I'll be damned. Don't cash it.
No.
Please don't. I laugh.
And she won't send her a photo of the back of the check.
Why?
It's amazing.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm surprised. That's shocking.
She
That
doesn't
woman won't
have
let Scott
to,
have
that
any
does.
fun about anything.
Heather said she borrowed that money from BK.
Scott really wanted
She
that
probably
lipstick
did.
too.
I could tell he
It
did.
did.
Especially after Twiggy licked it.
Twiggy licked it. That kind of went together.
Well, that, Tiffany Marie and her lick it.
Like it. I don't have to show you bitches anything. Get out of my chat. Like, for real. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. Fuck. You bitches are so stupid.
Do you want to take a leak?
Jen Hoffa, are you pocket modding or something?
Yeah, I just saw that
I
too.
think she was.
Jen Hoffa. Turn
Sorry,
the chat
Roxy.
off. I'll be right back, y'all.
Did Roxy get timed out?
Yes, I think so.
At least when they're hidden,
Roxy's been nothing but trouble all day.
it's easy to reverse it in 2 seconds.
Are you
I
really
saw her
a mod
over at
until you
Griffey's and she was just
modded?
naughty.
Are you really a mod until you dropped broccoli onto your phone and managed to time somebody out?
Right?
I think I blocked like 3 people trying to wipe the juice off of my phone. Oh my god.
What else has been going on?
Well, I noticed that Cher had a live a couple of days ago, and the basis of the live was she had those poor daughters next to her again, looking like they wanted to shoot themselves, and she had them reacting to other YouTube true crime creators. And they didn't really have much of a reaction to anything. It was not a very long live, but I just feel like, yeah, kids, this is your life now.
Why?
No, poor things have no idea what is going on.
I would never subject my kids to watch me
Can
on
you imagine?
YouTube.
We were just talking the other day about how unimpressed anybody in our family is about our YouTube channel. Can you imagine if we made our kids sit down and
I know.
I don't even tell people in my real
react
life
and
about it.
interact?
Yeah.
I mean, poor kids.
My husband knows.
Everybody
He
here
does
already
not
knows I'm a
watch.
star.
Well,
Outside of that, I don't tell my professional life people. Like, I don't want them knowing.
I've
know,
been
right?
involved in online communities since 2001, and many people that I first met online, I've met in real life, and they've become lifelong friends to the point where I've been to their weddings. You know, they come to my vow renewal. We've been on tours together, you know, gigs and things like that. So my family are quite used to the online friendship thing, but the true crime thing just puzzles them. What?
Nope. Nobody in my town understands why my license plate is YT Eliza.
Oh god.
I still
couldn't
think
fit
Sneaky
Eliza
stands for you
Jerk?
twat.
Since I no longer drive, I'll have to get one for the back of my bicycle.
Oh shit.
I'm
gonna
actually
get you a
gonna
little one made and
personalised-
send it to you.
I'm going to get a personalised plate for the back of the wheelchair. Not sure what yet.
Whore on board.
Right, Fluffy Nuts?
Sorry.
If our kids don't behave, you can't
Block
watch
them.
my YouTube channel. You're blocked. Give me time out, too.
I need some of those Boudica blades on the wheels. What the hell?
I'm thinking we
Was
need
that
a whore
me?
on board t-shirt now.
Right.
Our panel needs an exorcism. Where's Twiggy and her crystals?
That noise, that weird voice on the last live
Oh my
creeped me
god.
the hell out.
That was weird.
It was
You
super
mean when
weird.
Satan visit us?
Yeah.
Which one of you has got a studio built over a Native American burial ground?
It could be me.
Well, you guys know how I'm always dragging bodies around over here. Maybe it's something to do with that.
Oh
You can always tell the people who've grown up with Stephen King. Our affinities for putting everything down to Native American burial grounds is phenomenal.
Everything. Even, oh my God. It is everything for everything. Now, I will say there is some truth to it, but it kind of gets old and tired when you hear was it built on a Native American burial ground? Really?
Did you guys hear the sound go weird again, like it did the other night?
Yeah. Did.
Yes.
Yeah, I left and came back. It's like, what the heck is
Or
happening?
maybe it's tits out there in Colorado. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there.
Yeah, it happened again. Now, if our chat stops again in StreamYard.
Fluffy Nuts said he
I'm telling
sent his demons over to mess with us.
Well,
Thanks.
we are the
I
circle
appreciate that.
sharks, so they're welcome, okay?
I thought I was the only demon.
It sounds like Blaze.
No, you're not.
Slow-mo.
It does.
That's what it sounds.
Does. That's what I thought the last live when we heard that. I thought somebody was listening to Blazed, or like a clip or something popped up on their other device, and that's what we were hearing.
Yeah, it's like blazed on 0.25 speed.
You rang?
No, I think it's time to find a different streaming software.
Wait a minute. Did something happen while I was brushing my teeth? What happened?
Huh? No, it's just weird feedback that we can't figure out where it's coming from.
Well, somebody
So, can somebody tell me Fluffy Nut's wifey?
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Who changed their name? Is that Lenny?
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know about Fluffy Nut's wifey?
Well, I was
were-
thinking
they
Lenny, but I thought Lenny was the sister, so I wasn't sure who the wife was now.
I think Lenny's the sis.
Did you not hear them up on Buddy's panel?
No,
I don't watch him.
I don't watch him either unless somebody tells me to go
That
watch
was
something.
the only thing. That was the only thing worth watching on Buddy's channel.
Well, who's the wife?
Fluffy Nut's wifey. I don't think they disclosed how. You know,
I'll figure it out.
we don't go real live. Come on.
I'm going Lenny or Chris, but Lenny's the sister, so
So that's weird, right?
where's Chris up in this mix?
Yeah, Chris, where are you?
Heather
That's
knows
how you
who it
change
was.
your name. It's gonna be
Heather knows. Heather
gonna
knows.
be 30 more days.
And
Go ahead.
I am telling you that it's neither one of. It's not Chris, and it's not Lenny.
Oh shit! Back to the drawing
Well,
board.
somebody tell Eliza so she'll
That's-
steal it.
I don't spill.
Not Eliza, I mean Lolita.
Oh, I got it. I know who
We'll
it
read
is.
it and be like, oh, it's so and so.
Is it a fluffy pussy that matches Fluffy Nuts?
It was.
There was
It
a
was.
fluffy pussy.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, man. I'm gonna start crying.
You need to get back to that gay porn there, Pearl.
The thing is, I know somebody's going to clip that and they're going to think that I'm embarrassed, and I genuinely don't give a damn.
No, we know.
Well, it's me. I'm going to be the one that clips it.
Yeah, Tangeray said she's clipping that shit. And
Yeah.
Tanga is the queen of clipping.
Oh my god, she has so many clips.
Me and her used to clip and Sherry. We clipped all the time.
Oh, you know what? I got it confused. Was it Fluffy Pussy that was up on Buddy's panel, and not?
Yeah, it was Fluffy Pussy.
Oh, okay. I did get it mixed up.
I tell you
Oh,
what,
God.
Tanga has got so many clips. When Tanga gets the hang of Canva, shit will hit the fan big style.
It will.
And I
Oh
can't
gosh,
wait.
I am so here for it. Popping popcorn now.
I just made my first video, and I've been going back through my phone and trying to upload all my clips because they go back a long time, but they're just sitting on my phone. So I'm gonna start figuring this shit out
I'm
too.
practicing with Canva, but I will tell on myself right now, after a couple of times, and it seems too hard, especially with anything technology, I get aggravated and walk away.
I got distracted.
Me too.
And
I am going to teach the little one to edit some stuff on Canva and then make a video so you can watch him explain it to you. Because if he can do it, then you can do it.
I will listen. I will listen to the child.
That's a great idea because that's what I did is I just started, looking up YouTube videos on how to do this, how to do that, how to do that. And then anything else I had questions with, I would Google. But it took me a long time. Honestly, I lost a few days of my life.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm struggling with is I always struggle with the parts in the middle that I want to take out.
You see,
I think I got that part down.
It's
Lana's
it's
comment about Pisces being the wisest sign. You see, this is what I don't believe in the horoscope, or that and me being an Aries. I just don't want to accept it.
I just don't want to accept it, she said. Wait a minute, I thought old Ziggy was a Taurus.
No, I'm a
No.
Taurus. That bitch ain't
I'm
a
a
Taurus.
Taurus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like you all. I'm a Capricorn, so we get along.
We have
just-
several Tauruses up in here.
Mhm.
I'm Aquarius.
It's all making sense now.
We're
Yes.
stubborn as fuck.
Uh-huh.
I'm Aquarius.
Maybe a little bitchy, maybe a little too honest.
Hard-headed.
blunt, I should say. Yeah.
I told you, my sign is actually feces. It was shit last week, and it's shit coming next week.
Oh, clip
Now,
that
see,
too.
I do believe in astrology. I do. I'm not one of those that like it's my pathway, my map for life, but I do believe in it.
I believe in it. I don't go researching videos and watching shit on it. I know who I am.
You know what? You can look up anything and it will pertain to your life in some way. Ziggy took every
Exactly.
little thing out of that video. They could have said, "You will be shoveling dog shit tomorrow." And she'd be like, "You see what I mean? The jerks want me to shovel dog shit tomorrow. It's their fault." Like,
Yeah,
lady,
she threw out a lot of threats up in that live. That's for sure.
threaten
Yeah.
me again. Threaten
Bring
me
it,
again.
bitch. That's all I have to say. Bring it.
Yep. Me
You
too.
will. I will.
Hey,
formulate-
Blazed.
That's all I have to say publicly. I'll just say that.
I thought she was a Pisces.
Also,
Is
the
Tabby-
slander of Gemini will not stand. Stop slandering
Who,
Gemini.
Ziggy?
Oh,
Yeah.
OG Buttercup will get you for that. You don't slander a Gemini. Mm-mm.
Ziggy would be like, the devil, a Gemini. Told you.
Kim, I knew I loved you. Taurus are awesome.
No, I
Oh,
think
they
that
are.
one of the best compliments of my life,
Even though I'm not a favorite.
compared to Jim.
Yes, you are. What was that, hun?
So one of the best compliments of my life was being compared to Jim because he was a cool guy.
You were
Yes,
compared
that's
to
the sort of
Jim?
thing that, in retrospect, is the greatest compliment. Because having dealt with loads of photographs, having listened to all the conversation, even if you assume that you're only being told 70% of the truth, you know, that people tend to get talked up once they've passed, that is still an awesome person who was looking out for other people and adored by other people. I'll take that any day of the week.
Same.
Right. I didn't know that you were compared to him. She's really reaching. Damn.
Did you watch her last live?
Not all of it.
I did
got
love
about
her.
halfway.
She was crying because
Oh God.
of being turned on. Let me make something clear.
Was she crying or was her camera off and she was making crying noises?
Let me make something clear. Nobody turned on Ziggy. We simply learned the truth about someone that we didn't even know. We knew a person who did not exist, who does not exist, right?
Right.
Right.
And do you remember Six Up's live when she went live that one time and she says, I think Ziggy's in love with Lady CG. I think she was right.
Yes. Did I not tell you that long time ago?
Weirdo.
Really?
Yes,
I
I
think
did.
Ziggy's sole purpose is to shut Circle Jerks up so that she hopefully gets Lady CG back.
Never
That's
gonna
creepy
happen.
as hell. But
I'll never go back. I don't care if we stop this channel tomorrow. Nope.
Yep.
She's ours,
If
sister,
we all,
sister. You
God
can't have
forbid,
her.
but if we
Stop
all fell
this
out
channel,
tomorrow,
Remy.
I would not go back. Ever.
no.
No.
I don't do that.
Never,
I'm not a
ever.
returner.
Ever.
And
And
I
the
know,
thing
like,
is, go ahead.
no, you go ahead, hon.
I was going to say the thing is that we all came to different points at different times and nobody tried to persuade one another of anything. Like even now, we all have different channels we like, watch, whatever. Some don't, and that's okay. We can talk about it respectfully, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody tried to steer us away. It wasn't one person saying, oh, Ziggy, Ziggy, Ziggy. No, none of that happened. We all started seeing stuff for ourselves at some particular point. For me,
Yeah.
it started to come up at Jason. And I really
Yes.
started to raise my feathers and start to look at stuff differently.
Yep.
And then when Jim passed, that's really when I was like, okay, I can't.
Why can't people just accept that for what it is? There has to be a big conspiracy around everything. Our fallout with Ziggy was separate. It wasn't all together. It, like Tits just said, it came at different points for different people. And it wasn't just us jerks. If you go look at her chat, there's a lot of new people. A lot of the old ones are gone. Why does it have to be this conspiracy that we were in on it, that we're a part of it, or that something don't sound right about the U-Haul story? Were we there with her at the U? Y'all, come on now. Critical thinking or simple thinking is key.
And none of it was planned, like she wants to say. We planned this. We planned for Cindy to call her. We had no fucking idea until after the fact.
That is the most absurd thing that I've heard her say out of all of
And
the
that we
BS
faked
that she has spouted
illnesses.
off lately.
Yeah,
How in
faking
the
I am
illness.
world?
seriously offended by that. The faking illness things is one of the reasons that I was going to say I walked away. One of the reasons I rolled away from Ziggy's is that she
Rolled away.
became
I love
aware
Pearl.
several months ago that things had taken quite a dramatic turn for me. And apart from going, what? When she heard, it was never referred to again. That's not the behaviour of somebody who gives a damn about you.
This is true.
Yeah. She gives a damn about your money, and if you weren't contributing, you know, she can easily let you go.
To me, she's just a bit paranoid, a lot paranoid.
A bit.
Yeah, and she's going to tell
Your
herself whatever.
profile picture.
That lady. It worked.
I can't. Oh God.
Lord.
I thought the first rule of sister wives was no favourite sister wife.
Oh, but
Now she's
that's
Robin.
one.
We all gotta leave.
Oh, there's a favorite.
There's always a favourite. There's always a favourite.
There's always a favorite.
And there's
Yeah, but
always a fallout.
if we're faking it, all I can say is we need some Oscars around this place.
We do. I would like to, see the benefit of my hard work, and I'm not seeing it. All I'm catching is hell over here, okay? I got some crazy lady stalking me, another crazy lady stalking me. Who just hollered no?
Yeah, somebody.
Oh.
I'll tell you what,
No.
the dog bothering community of YouTube needs to get its act together.
Oh my God.
You guys crack me up. No.
Oh, you was Cindy. Which one did you watch?
Cindy just sent over. Let me pull it up here. She would like us to show. Okay.
And for
By the way, Cindy, I believe everything you say. I don't need proof anymore.
No,
I don't either.
You have proved yourself over and over again.
yes,
I
please.
don't need proof.
No,
I feel sad that you still feel the need to show it, but I get why you do.
That is Billy's scan. And I guess hang on, I have to go. And
well, Ziggy actually, for those of you who don't know, while she's looking for this, Ziggy actually had the nerve, I don't know why, I'm surprised, I shouldn't be, to accuse Cindy of lying about her own son's illness to get attention. I am not kidding.
Very real.
And you can see it fully.
And it
How
shrunk.
dare Cindy's son get so ill and take attention away from Ziggy's pitiful grieving? How dare he?
In layman's terms, let me pull up the image here. Can you see my pointer moving? Or no?
Yes.
His vessels became jumbled, and when you have like sudden increases in blood pressure, it puts it makes certain parts weak, and then it bleeds into the brain. But I guess that area, the vessel shrunk from 5 centimeters to 3 centimeters. So that's good. But it's, if he goes through something where he's like heavy lifting, anything that's going to increase your blood pressure, even just getting out of bed could cause an episode again. So he has an angiogram on the 19th. And I guess that's where they will come up with the game plan, how they're going to repair the vessels. So, yeah, it's very real.
I never doubted her.
I never did either. It's the way, oh my gosh, when she called that, well, no, she sent me a text that Monday, call me. The stress in her voice, she was beside herself. You can't.
Yeah, when we had the voice chat, anybody who could listen to that think that Cindy wasn't telling the truth, regardless of all this evidence. All I can say to you is, you must think she's Meryl Streep.
Yeah, for real.
Because I've never known any, this is like Sophie's Choice levels of distress.
Yeah.
This is the darling boy, and he's seriously ill.
And also,
Right.
she
Actually, you shouldn't
look,
have to.
we
And I
have
want you to stop proving it. Ziggy knows what she's doing.
yeah.
Okay.
And as far as the minimum payment, we actually have 2 bits of proof that we showed long ago that the minimum payment is indeed $225. We have a recording from the automated system that says so, and we have Cindy's actual.
That was my aloe, for anybody wondering what that sound was. I burnt my fingers. Exactly, Lena. We don't want her to.
First, let me tell you the latest on your account. Activity from the last 24 hours might not show up yet. This is the same info our customer service agents have. You have $334 available for purchases, of which $334 can be used for cash advance. Your current balance is $7,165.69, and you have a minimum payment of $225 due on January 19th.
Boom.
Want to hear that again? No.
Thank you for calling Venmo Credit Services. My name is Aaron Banks. Can you please help me with your first and last name?
Cynthia Smith.
I know that face.
There you go,
So
225.
there's that, and then there is also this. Let me zoom.
Okay, Harley.
No, Sully, she didn't put it on air.
Put what on air?
Who, Ziggy? Ziggy called Cindy out as a fucking liar because the payments are only $75 a month.
Yeah,
In
we
what
actually
world,
wish,
I don't know.
wish she would put some of this stuff on air, because her chat could do with a little education.
Right.
Yeah.
Payment due $220.
Oh, gotcha.
For a business person, she sure doesn't know how all that shit works.
Because she's never lived real life. I mean, business only teaches you so much. I have a business degree, for God, for whatever. I don't want to say that, but, like, business didn't teach me everything I know. No, life taught me the rest.
Well, I want everybody to pay attention to this spot here, okay? If you make no additional charges using this card and each month you pay only the minimum payment, you will pay off the balance shown in the statement in about 20 years. And you will end up paying an estimated total of $19,836. And minimum payments, they don't stay the same. January 19th, it's due $225. February's is going to go up.
Well, let's just say that Cindy already called and she asked how they decide the minimum payment, which I need to go back to the calculator I used and see if it actually calculated correctly, because that's not what it said. But she called and they said it's interest plus 1% of the balance. That's how they determine the minimum payment. So as the balance goes down, yes, the minimum will go down, but you're still only paying 1% of that principal every month with that minimum payment. The rest of it's interest.
She said the loan was forced on her. Oh my God. What is she going to say next? Like, she's insane. This lady's insane. What?
You say
Forced?
thank you, but no thank you.
I changed it, Tamara. That face of Cody was throwing everybody off.
Well, just like she said that it was all a setup. I'm sorry. If somebody came to me and said, I have this credit card, you can use it, my answer is no. Thank you, but no. If I have to get 3 fucking jobs to pay my bills, that's what I do.
Right?
Yep. That's called adulting, you know.
My son is 26. He works 3 jobs.
Well,
Yep.
she has the nerve to actually say that she feels like this was a setup. Okay. I mean, yeah, that people go in debt all the time just to set up some random YouTuber on the internet. Ziggy, come on, get it together. Like, seriously, it's time.
No. And she
I'm
knew,
wondering
and
how-
she could have said no. She
I'm
should
wondering how
have
the
said no.
planning-
Should have said no.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Eliza.
I was just going to say, I was wondering how the planning of that whole setup went.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we're involved.
All right,
somehow.
let's find somebody that will give up
Well-
a credit card. We know she
And-
won't pay it, so then we'll have this big scandal. Give me a break.
Well, and here's going to
Nobody
be my
would
next
volunteer for
video.
that.
Here's my next video. I have actually probably about 4 clips of Ziggy saying, we agreed to 2 months rent and a down payment on a car.
Yep.
Okay.
That doesn't equal $7,500. That doesn't equal calls to fucking inmates.
She also said her rent is $1,000 a month. She said this. So
Yes.
you've got $2,000 plus the $700 down payment. That is $2,700. I don't think Cindy would even be complaining if that's what you did.
Right.
Because that's what she agreed to.
That
She
was
didn't
the
agree for
agreement.
you to take this card and have some massive loan and it take all this time to pay back. No.
Can someone
So I'm
address Jamie Howard's comment? Because we all know I am mean. So
Wait, what?
Jamie
Tix, do you
Howard.
want to show that your Finance 101 video?
Yeah, you can if you think it's okay. I'm a
No.
little nervous about it because it's my first video ever. But I do need to look at the screenshot of if you pay minimum because I put it in at 1%, but I don't know if it calculated correctly. But either way.
Jamie Howard, Cindy is a vulnerable person. She's not always thinking clearly. She, as we have said, the word dementia has never been said on this channel. It has never been written on this channel.
I have, in Ziggy's own words, Ziggy saying, I said to this person, referring to Lady CG, that I was worried about somebody taking advantage
Yep.
of Cindy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and looking back in Discord messages and private messages, as far back as May already, we were telling Cindy, stop. You're being taken advantage of. Cindy, you know, she
wants to help everybody.
Yes,
I mean, it put away the mental issues, whatever, the depression, and I get it, right? Because I know that in my personal life with somebody I
think
truly
a lot
love.
of us have that. I want to fix everything.
Yes, and then when you add depression into it, it makes it a whole lot worse because
Okay.
you know it.
Well, and you have Ziggy's manipulation, right? I mean, I gave a lot because of, the landlord said I had to, I'm not even kidding you. I gave $100 to fix her kitchen floors because the landlord, so, I mean,
We didn't
you
want
have to go back to
little
that
Zig
whole
to
feel
lose the
sorry. Right.
Well, nobody wanted little Ziggy to lose her pet.
So Ziggy is great at manipulating people.
Yeah, she was made to feel helpless, and she's the only person who could get her out of this mess.
Okay,
Going back to what Jamie was saying.
Yes, thank you, Pearl.
People can't be forced, but they can be persuaded. If persuasion wasn't a thing that is effective, we wouldn't have advertising or sales pitches.
Right.
Persuasion works. You don't need to force somebody. You just need to convince them.
No, and like that detective said, you know, people like this, they're very skilled in what they do. That's how, you know, a lot of very smart, intelligent people
Well,
get taken.
I
face
wouldn't
it,
quite put her
that's
in that category, but
it. Well, but listen, it's how she got to be 41 years of age without ever
yep.
having a real job.
Yeah.
This is how she got this far.
I've had a
Or taking
business
care
for
of
10
herself.
years.
And again, I've said this so many times, y'all. Just because you can take advantage of somebody does not mean you should. So yes, Jamie Howard, you
Absolutely.
are correct in the fact that no one forced her to take the card. But Ziggy herself knew and understood Cindy.
And the legality of it is really up to the state's attorney, because there are protections in place for people 65 and older and people with
I would think that it would be illegal for her. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but wouldn't it have been illegal for her when she did the 5,000 to her so-called business?
Yes, and that's
Looking like Cindy bought $5,000 worth of product, and I mean, you know what I mean? Isn't that
when
wrong?
she
Isn't that illegal?
included her, when she included her business, that really fucked her, in
And
all
that's what
honesty, because now
taken
you can
so
open an
long.
attorney general, and don't anybody go running to open attorney general complaints, because the only one who can do it is Cindy, if that's the route they so choose to take.
Right.
But I'll tell you, in dealing as a business owner and dealing with the attorney general, you better get a lawyer ready, because they don't stop. They keep going, and they don't stop.
And that's why she's not
Especially-
in jail right now, because the attorney general or it's a state's attorney in Maryland, and they're taking their time. They're digging into, and the whole business involving the business, that's what fucked her.
Right.
They're going through every single financial transaction in and out of any account.
And that's the point. I think it's
Sorry,
important for people to remember what you just said here. Okay. This is really important, what she just said. So cling on to that. The whole rigmarole everybody's hearing about the jerks. We don't have a damn thing to do with this. We're talking about it, just like everybody else is.
Yep.
The jerks don't have nothing to do with the attorney general. The charges, whatever Cindy chooses to do, has nothing to do with us.
No, we can't do anything. We're not Cindy.
I'm just saying, in a perspective of when you involve a business, a legitimate business that is licensed through the state, which maybe her business is shit, but she still has a business license through the state. That's really where now you just involved your business in your scams,
Right.
not your personal life. And that's not good. And, you know, honestly, like I said earlier, I have multiple clips of Ziggy saying she authorized me to pay for 2 months rent and a down payment on a car. She even said this on her last live. Yep. Okay, if that is true, why do we have DoorDash? Why do we have Netflix? Why do we have TikTok? Why do we have inmate calls? Why do we have all this other frivolous shit that was not authorized? You just admitted multiple times on multiple lives that was not authorized.
And you also admitted to getting the woman's social security number. Okay? The social security number. You don't need another person's social security number. The only other person's social security number I know is my child's and my husband's. Not anybody off the internet.
She also admitted being aware and cognitive. I can't say
cognitive.
The word. Yes, or to the fact that Cindy was vulnerable, that Ziggy herself was worried that Cindy could be taken advantage of, and yet there she did it. So she's the one who took advantage of her.
And people want to know why Cindy did this. Cindy was told I was going to ask multiple people for several $100s. Cindy did not want her reaching out to multiple subscribers for money. She felt that was not good for her to do and owing multiple people, which is why she offered her this option. And like I said, too, if we would have had $2,700 put on that card, I don't think Cindy would be complaining, because she just did exactly what she said she was going to do.
I mean, truth be told, Cindy really kind of looked at Ziggy kind of like as a daughter that she wanted to help, that she wanted to see succeed. Cindy did not ever want to have to come out and talk about this credit card, and she wouldn't have had it not been charged up to the limit in 14 days.
And her call's been ignored for 3 weeks. The only
Yeah.
communication was, "Hey, sorry
Oh.
you're going through shit, but does that card have a pin?"
Yeah. Oh, she said we all made what did she say? We all made up fake illnesses right
Yes,
after.
she said that we made fake illnesses because we were done.
I had COVID.
Somebody.
Okay.
I know. 2 of yous had COVID. I had that migraine when I was throwing up on our call the entire drive home. Nowhere to pull
I had been
over.
having seizure after seizure. Like, it's just ridiculous that she thinks that we. Girl, nobody
I had a
cares
spell
about
in
you.
hospital.
Yep.
I had a spell in hospital with a septic
Yes.
problem. Which,
We
given
lost
that the
Pearl.
last time I had a septic problem, I was in ICU for quite a considerable time. I spent 6 months in treatment. That wasn't just a minor thing.
No, we were calling. Okay, we were ready to call hospitals over in the UK.
Yes.
For Pearl.
Yeah.
That was our concern, Ziggy, not you.
Yeah.
Well, and the only time Ziggy ever called me was when she was trying to fish for info on what was going on. And to be honest, I didn't mention the whole Cindy thing because one, I didn't even know about it at that point. This was like a couple days after Jem passed. I didn't know about it. And I also was already not subscribing to what she was saying
And you
based on
didn't
my
want to
own
be
opinion,
restored.
but I wasn't going to say that anybody else was having the same thoughts.
Right.
We literally talked about the most random bullshit for like 2.5 hours. And that was the only phone call I've ever had with her.
Exactly, Robin. That makes it unauthorized amounts.
Jamie Howard, please don't feel attacked. I appreciate the
don't
fact
want her
that you
to-
mentioned it so that
No.
we can actually go over it and show the difference between whether you can force somebody and the ways that you can persuade and groom somebody. So please don't take it personally. I
No.
appreciate the fact that you made the point. It's a
Yes.
point that's worth discussing.
It really
So,
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually
good-
like Jamie
it's a
Howard.
good
I've
line
seen her
of
in chats for a long
questioning.
time.
For
Yes,
a year,
it's a good
we
line
all
of
thought,
questioning.
we thought this was a single mother who was struggling, and the reason her business was failing was because of pure bullshit reasons. Everything we know was a lie. She was not a struggling single mother. She had somebody living there paying her bills.
Exactly, Stars. They don't understand it.
She's-
And we kind of knew that would
The
happen. She
entire-
was
When I listened to her the other day, all I kept thinking is, somehow I'm usually pretty good with people when I first meet them or whatever. I know whether they're good or bad,
Yeah.
And somehow Ziggy got over on me. Well, so the other day when I'm listening to her, I hear the way she's talking and everything, and it's like she's making this whole new group of people believe her shit, feel bad for her. She'll throw in the, Jim had just died, or
Well, she's
I don't know,
using
some
that.
random bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh Lord, here we go again.
Well, she's really giving them she's rocking them to sleep, and they are being lulled.
I still
Yeah.
can't understand how Jim's passing has anything to do with Ziggy needing money. I will not,
Because he took care of her.
Yeah, she had put him out.
Yeah, and he
She
was
had
still
put him
paying her
out.
bills because of the daughter.
So how is that anybody else's responsibility to pay for it? It wasn't his daughter. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. Had it been, then little Ziggy would be entitled to his Social Security.
Well, not only that, but I believe it to be the day prior or right before she found out, she was, if I remember correctly, she was talking to Lolita about how she was trying to get some cells up because she didn't even have November's rent.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and it was almost just like a fortunate circumstance for her to get money for her rent that she didn't even already have.
That's my point. Her financial situation had nothing to do with Jim's passing and everything to do with Ziggy doesn't handle her finances well. She
And they
knew.
weren't even together.
She said that she put him out at the end of September, correct? So that means that he was gone for October, but probably paid the rent. Who knows? But certainly she had all that time to figure out November's rent was coming due.
No, somebody else paid October, if memory serves me correctly.
Yes, because it was September when she called, and I'm like,
so was it another
okay.
subscriber or was it Jim?
Yes.
She claimed it was Christy Vincent gave her the money.
There we go. Okay. So another subscriber paid her October rent. Is that what we're saying? So then she still had all that time to figure out what she was going to do for November, but she didn't do any of those things. He didn't take ill until the very end of October. So she did have all of October where her life
She knew he wasn't going to pay.
Right.
Yeah,
and she was stressing literally 1 or 2 days prior. I remember
before he
Lolita
took ill
saying this, that she had called and she was like, how am I gonna pay my rent? I need to make money quickly. I need to have a cell. I need to yada yada yada. And then that happened, and she used that.
Well, when he was in the hospital, she was like, "Oh no, he can't die. He was gonna pay my rent, and he didn't pay it yet." You don't remember that?
No, but I do remember something about she was stressing prior, trying to figure out how to have cells.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that. Is somebody coughing?
No. I'm in a room by myself with my bird.
I'm in with my guinea pigs.
Sounds like a man.
I'm on mute.
Oh, it might totally be my husband or my son outside in another room. Do you still hear it?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear him a little bit.
Now it's dead silent. Everybody's on
mute. We all muted.
Yeah, we keep forgetting to go on mute when we're not talking. I keep forgetting to do it too.
Well, no, that's why I usually go out in my garage, and we have this heater in the garage anyway, just because my kids are loud, and I have my earphones where I can't hear outside of them, so they could be making all the racket they want, but I don't hear them.
I lock
but you guys can hear them. Yeah.
My birdies.
My kids are loud when they play video games.
Mine just want to eat every 10 minutes.
That's funny. Mine are grazers. They just snack throughout the day.
Yeah, so we have no idea about the Tennessee trip. No freaking clue, but I'm sure there's another sugar mama lined up.
Angel, I saw that the other day when you asked her about that super chat, and I mentioned the other night, I have it recorded where she talked shit about it, and then where she told you, I don't know what you're talking about. And I even have Cindy's super chat screenshotted from your chat, because that was the time I said, oh, you made me wait 5 hours because I couldn't tell Cindy to go to bed. Because we were, at that point, we were following her all around and watching what she did. Just making sure that other people didn't try to take advantage of her.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I ever thought that about you, because I also said in that live that you immediately turned around and gifted memberships out to like 20 people or something. And we're so thankful for it. I had no problem with it. But yeah, I have clippings of everything.
Well, it's good because she's known for hiding her channel.
Yeah,
exactly, Lenny. Exactly. She says that Jim was the only dad little Zig knew for 10 years, and
I know
that's not
She's
true.
really clinging to that dad.
That's not true. I mean, I'm sure that Jim was in little Zig's life, prior to Ziggy taking custody back over of her, but it was a very limited when they visited type of thing, not this big influence.
Well, she really turned the story
I'm not
around.
trying, but I'm really not trying to take away Little Zig's loss. I'm not.
No, she really turned the story around, though. However, it was one thing when he was alive, and then after he passed, he's suddenly become a husband and a father and just everything to her. And that's not the story you were telling.
No, which is what really made me go, what the fuck am I listening to right now? Because that is not anything that we had heard. I mean, you had a boyfriend. We were hearing all about the Jason debacles, you know, all about the protection order and how bad Jem was, and, you know, and what he was doing to her daughter to manipulate her, and all this stuff we heard about. And then all of a sudden,
she kept saying, she kept calling him a stalker. But the only one I saw with stalker behavior was Ziggy over that man, Jason.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was weird.
Going and getting an Airbnb and without telling him, and him not, and then getting mad that he didn't show up. I mean, there was some really weird, bizarre behaviors, and she seemed more like a stalker to me.
Yeah. Haley,
I remember the intense whiplash I experienced from going from weeks of Jim becoming an increasingly demonic figure in her life who was trying to control her, stalking her, all this sort of thing, and then literally waking up one day to discover that he collapsed and he was in hospital and he was a saint.
Mm-hmm. It was whiplash.
What?
What? Right. It was whiplash. I mean, it was like, oh, I mean, I understood her being distraught and upset over this person that was in her life. I understood that. But I didn't understand the what came afterwards. It was totally opposite from what we were all being told.
Right.
I think a lot of that was the guilt coming out in her for all the lies that she knew she told. I honestly think some of that was genuine sorrow for all the crap she knows she lied about.
Yeah,
I think so. And not only that, but the bullshit she put him through leading up to that.
Yeah, Jamie, I think Jason, he got the hell on up out of there. Yeah. Yeah. I think
I said from the very beginning he needed to go because she was like too obsessed too fast.
If he hasn't run by now, then he deserves whatever he gets with her.
To me, Jason was already out the door as soon as he came in the door. You know, like that little meme of the granddad out of The Simpsons. Who comes through the door, puts his hat back on and goes back out the door. That was Jason in this relationship.
I don't blame him, though. I would have done the same. They had one date, and she was already going live and stalking and figuring it out and talking about having kids. What the fuck?
Well, and then when he didn't do what she wanted him to do, she did to him what she did to Jim. She talked shit about him, said how horrible they were, how they're probably an alcoholic, they're this, they're that. She did the same thing.
Peep the game.
Remember how after one date, she's like, oh, I ran out of birth control. Well, would it be so? Oh, I can't have a baby in my 40s. Bitch, where the fuck have you been? People have babies in their early 40s all the time.
Even in their mid 40s, my grandmother got pregnant with my mom.
I think
some even in their 50s.
I think she secretly was hoping to get pregnant.
Yes, she was.
I think but it was one date.
Like, watch, she's going to get pregnant on purpose.
Yeah,
I would run for the hills.
Time down. Yeah. She's one of those. I can't make you love me authentically, so I'm going to make you stay here by having your child. And no, Jason said, hell no.
Because everybody knows nothing makes a relationship stronger than bringing a child into it.
Sure.
Right.
That
after
works.
One date.
That always works. Yeah, a child will heal everything. And if that don't work, he'll marry him. That should fix it all. No. And in your 40s, you shouldn't be thinking like that. That is the way young people think, like from 15 to 25. Okay.
Right. I agree.
Not a 42-year-old woman. Now, come on.
Ziggy has never been accused of mature thoughts.
Exactly,
Never.
medieval woman.
Yeah, but at that age, I'm like, I ain't doing this by myself again.
Nope.
She never did it the first time.
Well, that's true. I just thought about
Right,
that.
Tamara. Oh my God, that mermaid psychic told her she was going to have another kid. Z seemed a bit upset. Yes, that the mermaid psychic. Now I ain't gonna blame everything on her, but she didn't help Ziggy.
Oh, she was
didn't.
terrible.
No.
We were
Can you
willing to
DoorDash
take
breast
up.
milk?
We were willing to take up a collection to get the mermaid to tell Ziggy that she saw her getting a job and doing all these responsible things, so that maybe Ziggy would like, oh, I'm going to get this great job. I'm going to be
Right.
responsible. I'm going to learn to shop, cook, and clean.
And
There
can you
was a
imagine
moment-
being Jason and this girl you just started dating, her coming up to you, getting in your car or whatever, and talking about, I talked to the Mystic Mermaid today, and she said we're gonna have a kid. And what do you think about it, Jason? A tee-hee, a tee-hee-hee. Can you imagine? The man was gone from jump. Lord.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I
was
can
a
see her
moment
totally
before all-
saying that too.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
There was a moment before all the Cindy stuff hit the fan and there was truly no way back, where we were debating setting up, I was debating setting up a psychic website and somebody sending her the link that I would offer her advice for free under a sort of psychic name, because we thought that was going to be the only way to try and get through to her.
Yeah, I remember that.
Just how
It was the
ridiculous
only
that
way.
sounds.
That was a legitimate plot too. Like, okay, this is our last ditch effort. We're gonna have to create this fake psychic that says that you're gonna get a job and do all this normal.
Somebody hide the mermaid. Get her.
Well,
off
it's
that
just
planet.
like, yeah, and it's just like, she's like, I only made, what was it, less than $100 from YouTube in December. Okay, how
87
the
or
fuck
something.
did you think you were going to pay your bills? You
Right.
took a month off with no pay. How did you think, with this being your job, were you going to pay your bills?
That's a good question. I mean, come on. I mean, she had not figured this out. And she keeps getting her time confused with this time off of the internet. She's like, I took a month off. No, you
No.
didn't.
No.
But if
did
you
not.
take a month off, you have to make money somehow. You are a grown ass adult with financial responsibilities like the rest of them, the rest of us. How are you going to pay your bills? Wouldn't it be grand if all of us were like, I'm going to take a month off unpaid?
What? Is that
And then what?
Jan? Is that Jan?
Yes. Yeah, that's
September
true.
21st.
When?
September 21st.
Oh, wow. Why are you talking shit about me? I left you a nice car outside and I told you I would fix the car. And I remember this being a thing because he came and got a car. She was squalling. This is before he passed.
And he got blocked quickly.
He
Gosh,
took
he
the
did.
cars after
I have
she
screenshots
filed
of that.
she filed a protection order against him, and he came and took his vehicles and gave the blue one back because her name was on the title also.
That's sad to know.
Which is
that
still
he
the
was
car that she
listening
has
to
today.
Her
And
talk
it's-
about him like that on the internet.
And it's still sitting in her driveway, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that man's response.
Right beside the
She's-
YouTube Ziggy mobile.
She's trying to
Yes.
take out a protection order. She's dragging him for filth on her lives. And he's crying to his mom, which absolutely broke his family's heart, and speaking like that to her in the chat. Does he sound like an unreasonable
Yeah.
man to you?
Exactly. He simply asked, why are you talking shit about me? I left you a nice car outside and told you I would fix the car. That's
But here's
it.
the thing too. If all of this wouldn't have transpired, he wouldn't have had that conversation with his family where they all knew what had been happening.
Yep.
Because he broke down. He had the conversations with them. He told them everything. And that's how they knew.
Right.
Thank God for that part. Hey, Bex.
Yeah.
She tried, I think, but I don't think it went through.
No, she was given a court date, and I don't think that she went forward with it because they
No.
wanted more firm
Yep.
information from her. They weren't just willing to hand it over on a whim.
Yeah, that's it.
They take those kind of seriously. Sometimes they don't take them serious enough, but
You're like,
I
you know,
imagine that Ziggy has quite the reputation of misusing the court system to her own gain.
Well, and I think that she probably didn't provide proof to show that he had actually made threats. Therefore, we're going to need a court date. You're not getting this, temporary PO until court. We're going to need a court date to establish what has transpired and you show your proof. And therefore, she ain't going back to court.
I missed that island girl. I must not have been there for that. She says she remembers Jim coming in her chats. She was attacking him. Now, I remember her going off on him.
Yeah, I remember
he would
that.
defend himself. So the mods would all block him.
That's when
the mods didn't block him, and I probably have proof of this in screenshots. It was Ziggy.
Yeah,
blocked him.
Ziggy blocked him, not the
I
mods.
took screenshots of everything he said because I thought it was
I always let it ride.
gross that,
Yeah,
you
me
can
and
talk
Blanca
about-
don't block.
You can
I
talk
wouldn't
about
block him on
someone, but
principle.
not let them defend themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, that was a straight up lie because she definitely did, or at least she attempted to. She filled out all the paperwork and she hoped that it would go through. But a lot of history is being rewritten. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, the judge was like, nope, I got played once before, not happening again.
And it will tell you when the channel holder puts somebody out. It'll say by them, not a moderator.
Yeah, no, it tells you who blocked somebody.
Yeah. Nicole says she was there when Jim came in. I missed it. But I have no doubt.
No, I
clearly.
remember
missed
it. I
it
think I have
too.
screenshots of it if I go back.
Yeah.
I actually quit watching her a long time ago.
We had left, we bounced, but we came and supported her when Jim was in the hospital.
Yep.
But then after that, it got really strange again. She was really acting bizarre and saying crazy things. And let me address this real quick. This whole thing with her talking about they wouldn't even give me grace. They wouldn't even give me time.
No,
There is no time. There is no time to take that much from somebody. Okay?
No excuse for it either.
No. So, and Ziggy, I mean, I could go on and on about this. Like, there were so many weird things you had said and did before he had even passed away, and then after. It's just like, no. Had this been a normal situation, of course, but I'm sorry, but the death of an ex-boyfriend, a passing of an ex-boyfriend, does not give you the right to be an asshole and then be so manipulative. It doesn't give you that right. I'm sorry for what you have such a sense of entitlement. You really do. That you really think you can say and do these things and everyone should get over it. Everyone's turned against you. You are the victim. That is that entitlement of yours. And I know you think you're not like that. You're just a great, honest person who's so transparent. No, ma'am.
No, I'm
Well,
sure.
most jobs give you 3 to 5 days bereavement, right?
Yes.
3 to 5 days of paid time off for bereavement, not months. And I would be so much more sympathetic had it been her husband, had it been her boyfriend. But seeing all the bullshit leading up, hold on, I dropped a headphone. Oh, sorry, there it goes.
You're good.
All the bullshit leading up to it, and then all of a sudden, the love of your life. I couldn't see past what all I had been seeing for the last few months.
And heard. I mean, it wasn't just us that modded for her or was subscribed to her. It was everybody else too. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people out here that know the truth, saw the truth, some saw it before we did. And now that we have seen it, I'll be damned. It actually pisses some people off. It's amazing to me.
You can't unsee.
Not right.
And we own our hand, we hold our hands up and say, we should have been wiser. Why didn't we spot it sooner? That it had to come to the fact where the facts were literally hitting us in the face before we made the final break, although we've been drifting away. I don't know what else you want us to do. We can't actually turn the clock back. We can only deal with what has happened. I think you might want to think about the person who went in a 4-week period, went from, he's proposed, I'm going to get a protection order, to, he was my husband.
Yeah, and at the end, we had so many facts smack us in the face all at one time.
It's almost like they want us to, it's weird to me, like we're not supposed to have feelings and thoughts about it and share it on how we feel on our channel. When some of y'all that are complaining, I ain't talking about you, Jamie, or there's certain channel holders I'm talking about. And the ones that have been complaining that we're talking about it, you've been talking about it for a year. I'll talk about it for as long as I want to. You'll be okay.
I agree with Fluffy Nuts here. You're absolutely right. The difference between being transparent and lacking in substance. Ziggy is transparent, but not in the way that she thinks.
Right.
Right.
And like he said, I think you would need to be a genuine person to be she's transparent, all right. Yes.
Yeah, she puts way more than she fucking shit out on the internet.
No,
that's
she's
for sure.
She's also transparent in her manipulation. I see
She
right
is.
through her. I see right through her.
I wish I would have saw a long time ago, but yes, now I do.
Yeah.
And like I said, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Nope.
No, you
It's there.
can't.
You see it all, and now you look back and you're like, holy fuck.
How did I not see it before?
You're one of
That's
three
what it makes you
people
think.
in Ziggy's life. There are only 3 categories. You are a hero, you are a villain, or you're nothing. Every single day that you're involved with her, you are one of those 3.
And honestly, if you're not giving her money, you're not a hero.
If you're not building her up and telling her she's right about everything, you're an enemy.
Right.
Exactly.
And she
Or
also
don't disagree with her in her chat. She'll scream and holler and
but it also a lot of people, they lose a loved one, they have to accrue this debt that she didn't accrue anything.
No, she didn't. Boy, she really didn't.
His children took it all on.
Yeah. The ones that
they're the ones that had to decide what to do with everything, how to pay what was owed, how to do this and that. She didn't have to do any of that.
Right.
And they've been stellar. Correct. They worked as a real community. This came unexpectedly to them. There were no preparations made, and they stepped up to the plate and they dealt with it. And they were in deep grief. They didn't get any grace. They had to deal.
Yes. Absolutely.
And what Jen said, Jen's absolutely right. Back in March, her and I have been discussing this. Like,
and
what
me.
the hell? And you. Like, what is it? We didn't know if like her Prozac was making her manic, or if there was something else in the mix. But she was out of control. And where do we go from here? Like, she needs an intervention, but she's resistant to any kind of advice.
Well, and that was around the time that she got put on meds. We all know that because of the 6-up thing. She has said that on lives. And so I could see where that would be something. But that's also what she's saying, why it was planned, because some people started seeing stuff way back when. And so, like, we planned this. We didn't plan shit.
Nothing was,
Our only plans were to try and help. I shared a personal experience of the fact I take sertraline, which is a sister medication to Prozac. I took Prozac for a month. You know how you have like a month's dose of something at the starting dose, and then you see how it's going? It sent me absolutely manic. Yeah. So when she took Prozac and started to behave in a concerning way. My comments were concern. I wasn't trying to attack her in any way. I was deeply concerned that perhaps she needed to be on a different medication.
Well,
I
she
don't believe that
purposely.
there's anything wrong with discussing how you might approach somebody who's supposed to be a friend with your personal experience and say to them, keep an eye, might be worth writing down from day to day how you're feeling before you go back and talk to the doctor, because sometimes a medication might have worked for you at a certain time, doesn't work for you the second time, inappropriate dose, whatever. These situations happen. I don't believe that there's anything conspiratorial about talking to somebody with a medical background about your own personal experience and the fact that this might be happening with another person. I genuinely don't think that's wrong.
But everything for her was a big conspiracy. Like, you all are just out to get me. You're against me. Someone's been in your ear. And no, they haven't. I'm watching you for myself.
Do you guys remember when she outright said she specifically asked her doctor for Prozac because when she took it before, it made her feel like she was rolling on ecstasy. That's why she asked for it.
That's what
so
concerned
she
me.
induced her own mania. And when we saw she was out of control, she didn't want to hear anything of it.
Well, that's the thing. You can't tell Ziggy anything. She won't listen. I know she has said multiple times, not one of them came to me. Not one of them came to me.
Yeah.
We saw what happened.
You're wasting your breath. If you emailed her about something, you would either get dragged on alive or you would be ignored. There was no actual line of communication where you communicated something and she communicated back. That's not the way that she handles things.
We saw that with the Teresa Russell email, which was, as she read on her live, she fired up a live about this lady. She was literally concerned and she was literally trying to provide feedback and thoughts and good,
Mom, you don't like
information.
it. You can bounce. You really can. You can go be over there with Ziggy when she talks about us and all the conspiracy theories, and I'm sure you will. Also, at Just the Insinuations, she'll be best friends with her soon, so you might want to join.
Who's that?
Pit Mom, one of Ziggy's pits.
Oh, yeah.
You can go on. You really can.
Yeah.
Hey, Pit Mom.
No, a lot of people did
Ziggy's
try
still
to go
talking
to
about
her.
us. Have you told Ziggy?
No.
Have you told
he
Ziggy to
hasn't.
stop talking about us?
No.
Let me
She's
guess.
talking about us
Would
last
it be a
live.
no?
No, she thinks it's
People
okay,
just make me
apparently,
laugh.
what Ziggy did.
Come back to me in a year's time when you're sitting where I am now. And I won't be horrible to you. I'll be sympathetic because we've all done it. Just look after yourself.
Yep.
I agree.
Go ahead, rock out. Have fun. See you later. Somebody hitting
What is somebody doing?
What is somebody? Are you cooking?
It sounds like
Is it my guinea
hitting a
pigs?
pan.
Harley,
Oh, that's what it is.
It's probably them one's getting a drink of water, so it's probably the water bottle flipping.
Oh, I thought you zipped in a pot or something. Oh, okay.
I thought you were dismembering.
Dismembering. Well, here's the thing. Let's be honest about Ziggy. Until Cindy's paid back, we're on your fucking ass. We're not going to stop. Once Cindy's paid back, we'll review you like everybody else.
Yep. Since we're a review channel that doesn't review.
Nothing would make me happier to never mention your name again and never think about you again. I would find great comfort in it. But as long as this is happening to Cindy, it's happening to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that that's a problem for you, but I don't abandon my friends, my actual friends, not the people who just consider me a friend when I could do something for them.
Right.
And I have no intention of abandoning Cindy.
No.
So you're just going to have to handle it.
No, and my second video coming out is getting ready to be all the vile, nasty shit she said about the woman who gave her money in her time of need. The other day, it was disgusting. It was gross. You called her out about her son. You said all this stuff about her. You even said, if she's so bad, why does she have a credit card at her age? What the fuck?
Oh my God. Ugh, just when I think, man, there's nothing else she can say that's going to be any lower than what she said before. Oh, hold my beer.
Damn
The
it, I was
last two
muted.
lives are disgusting.
Now,
Well, I heard exactly, Bix. I
at
heard her.
Ziggy's age, why doesn't she have her own credit card?
Yes, she was
That's
talking
in my
about us
video
not
too.
knowing. She was talking about us not understanding credit.
Yeah,
All I can
that's what I
say,
was about
Ziggy,
to
is
say.
I've never defaulted on a credit card, and I've never ended up in the small
Well, I
claims
have.
court.
She
I
said
don't have
that
any
none
debt.
of them had an electric bill in their name. Girl, you need to hush. You're embarrassing yourself.
I have a mortgage in my name. I have an electric bill in my name. I have a car payment in my name. I have car insurance in my name. I have 3 credit cards in my name. Let's see what else.
Like
And
most
I'm
people.
9 months
Yeah.
9 months older than Ziggy. That's it.
I mean, exactly. We got stuff in our name. It seems like a foreign concept to her, though. But yeah, she actually had the nerve to say, I bet those ladies haven't ever even had a electric bill in their name. I could imagine the blinking she did after saying
Girl,
that.
we've had most of that since like we were in our 20s.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, Lolita. Okay, you have a credit card in your name like most people. If you're strapped for cash prior to payday and you have to use your credit card, do you charge your Netflix?
Absolutely not.
Do you
know what I
charge your
use
DoorDash? Do you charge jail calls?
Nope.
No.
You know what I use my credit card for? My Lowe's credit card I use for when I need appliances like my vacuum. Because I like the good vacuums.
Who thought this was the
my
tavern? What?
My Chase card I use for emergencies when my furnace blew up and I needed to replace $2,300 worth of parts. I charged it.
Right.
My credit union credit card, I transfer the balance of my other credit cards to that one because it's a lower interest.
Pippi Longstocking. Can we put it's on the big screen for Pippi?
She wants to see cursing boobies.
Yes.
Yeah, no, emergency car repairs, emergency home repairs. You don't
emergency anything, right?
Emergency
like,
vet
shit.
bills. Yes.
I don't get paid for 2 days and I need gas to get back and forth to work. Or
One day
food
I was on my
for
way
2
to
days.
work and I saw somebody's dog was hit in the middle of the road and there was nobody around. So I scooped this dog up, took him to the emergency vet an hour away. And it was like a $700 charge right off the bat. They would not touch this dog until there was a deposit. I put that on my credit card. No idea whose dog this was, but stuff like that. Emergencies.
Right. You don't go doing frivolous
in.
bullshit on somebody else's credit card.
Absolutely
and I feel like if I was using another person's credit card, I would be even more mindful of what I was charging than if it was my own.
I would never in a million years use somebody else's credit card.
I
That's
wouldn't
asking
either.
for trouble.
Well, first of all, that's embarrassing.
Right.
I'm not asking.
I can't believe my boobs are full screen.
They're full screen, baby.
Pippi is screenshotting away.
She's actually paused it. Okay, this is a big moment.
JTR is pulling the curtains down as we speak with rage at the dirty whore you are.
Oh, she's going to find them boobs. She's going to try to find you out by them boobs. The old spiteful thing.
It's a stock photo. They're not
She's
actually
putting Google
mine.
Lens on
Robin is absolutely correct. I am not bipolar. I am monopolar. I have serious depressive illness, and sertraline works for me. But yes, you're right. It's not a flat thing. The depression comes in many forms, and you really need to be properly diagnosed and be properly medicated if medication is the answer for you. Like I said, we were concerned that about mania had not been there before, and then mania appeared.
Right.
It was
Buttercup.
And
I mean, I think anybody
I'm glad
can.
you mentioned that. Anybody got a clue in this chat what her damn clues are that's coming for her channel. Tangeray
Yeah, I
said
do.
finger painting. Is she gonna be finger painting for us? What's happening? Anybody know?
Yeah, she said on the last live that somebody who did true crime paintings or something like that to that effect was wanting to know how to start a channel. I have a feeling she's going to be kind of joint venturing with them. That would be my guess. Kind of, do you remember the guy who went to, gosh, I cannot remember his channel name, but he did go to Tennessee to summer stuff, and he would paint, and Jay for Justice had him on a panel one time, and he painted a picture of Summer while she was
That
discussing true
Scott
crime.
guy.
Scotty
Yeah.
Skulls.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
Kraken knows who it is.
Scotty
No,
Skulls.
this is some oh god, what the hell is the guy's name?
Scotty Skulls, right?
No, it's not him, it's somebody different.
Oh.
Kraken said it was Scotty. Oh, or unless you're talking about
Well,
somebody.
that was the guy I remembered, so I feel like it's something
Yes.
similar, but somebody else.
You could see in the hashtag Mass Jazz Studios or something.
Okay.
Well, Guy,
so
if you're going to throw your lot in with Ziggy, because she's already a monetized channel and she's telling you that she can help you, I would say that unless you're going to see some arrangement for finances up front, your name is not going to be on that monetized channel. You're going to be doing the work. Somebody else is going to be getting the money.
Ask Pearl.
It's true. It's true. And maybe they're just wanting to build a channel. Everybody builds their channel off my back.
God help
Bitch,
us.
if we would have came out, okay, I'm the last trick to join, so I won't speak for everybody. But
Breeze.
if this would have been a Ziggy supporter channel, I would not have ever became a jerk.
I wouldn't have either now. I was not for that.
Ditto.
A lot
I
of us
wasn't either.
We were like, look, they're going to think that anyway. Let's
Oh,
not
we do.
encourage it.
Yeah. First
I
with
denied
Ziggy
even
lovers,
being
then
a
with Ziggy
mod.
haters.
Yeah. I denied being a mod because I did not want to be associated with her when I became a jerk.
Because it's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, I did not want myself associated with her channel.
Exactly, Kraken. You put in the hard work. That's on them to put in the hard work. You just don't. You might get the subscribers off that content creator, but will they stay? Will they participate? That's up to you.
Tits, can you share the link for your video? Everybody's asking.
I got it.
It's in Discord. I'm on my phone.
I got
That's
it.
Yeah, so
McGee,
am I.
Tragedy
That's why I can't
Pimps.
grab it. Thank you.
And,
I just got it.
I'm envious at how skilled her first video is, but I'm not bitter.
It's my very first one.
Yes,
So
you're
be
going to have to
kind.
help me. You're going to have to help me here. I'm making another channel to talk. I want to learn to edit, and I want to get away from the cult. Well, I'll still talk about it. So you're going to have to help me with this.
I'm going to send you the YouTube links I watched. So I watched certain videos that were like, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. And I just watched them. And then I was like, okay, let me start doing that.
Can I just share my screen sometime with you and I'll show you?
Yes.
Yes. I would love that.
I would love that too, because I still have so much to learn.
Yeah, because Pearl and Eliza have got it down.
I don't
do.
have it. I do not have it down. I am learning.
No, both of you guys do great
still
work.
learning.
Eliza,
I think
compared to the
I'm
rest of
close
us,
to
you
making
guys
my
are great.
10th video. It's been a learning curve.
I love them. I love your all's videos. My favorites from Eliza was the deer video, of course. That was
Deer
hilarious.
video is an actual
everybody's favorite.
bona fide work of art. I mean, it
It
truly
is
is.
a
I laugh
work
so
of
much
art. Yes.
every time.
And then I loved her Brenda Frank renditions.
Oh my god.
That was I about died. So she
I
does some good work.
really enjoy putting illustrating a story.
Yes, you do. You do a really good job. You really do. And Pearl is amazing too. Oh my God. Whew. Just some really good. I want to get that good. I don't think I'll be that good, but I want to work on it. So
I can show you. You can definitely do it.
and
It's actually fun. It is really fun, and it's distracting when there's nothing to watch and you don't want to watch channels you don't like.
Right.
It's
Right.
very distracting to just get involved in that and not be
Cam,
looking for something.
I'm going to ask you, since you're here, and I've heard other people say it that have channels. What are some of the rules? What's changing with? I have a channel too, but I'm not monetized.
Yeah,
I
somebody
hear YouTube.
asked
Yeah,
us.
they're coming down on some rules with.
You can't cuss in the like first 30 seconds or something.
Oh,
And
okay.
then even after that, you can't. It says it's an absolute. You will not. That channel won't get AdSense. But then it says maybe after so many seconds. So really, depending on whatever their bots decide to do, if you cuss in your video at all, you may or may not be monetized.
And not only
Dang.
that, but
But
they
they're not
don't-
just doing it going forward. They're going back to like 2008 or some ridiculous amount of time. And so any video you had where you cussed in, you're losing monetization
no
on.
shocking content, no gore. So this is going to affect the true crime community.
Mhm.
It's going to affect a
everybody's
lot
gonna-
of people.
Yeah. They don't even want you talking about anything that could be even remotely upsetting, like true crime cases.
My God, there won't be nothing
mean-
left of YouTube. Seriously, people will
There
start
won't.
using other platforms. YouTube, I think they may lose money doing this. I don't know if this was a good move on their
They've
part.
learnt nothing from Tumblr. Look what happened with Tumblr.
Right. Yes.
Tumblr
Well, and I
started
heard they're going to
restricting
start
its content.
monetizing the shorts to compete with TikTok. Well, the YouTube shorts are so outdated compared to TikTok.
Pearl, when did this happen with Tumblr? What year was that?
It was about two and a half years ago when they suddenly really clamped down. I believe that Yahoo bought them out for a really high amount of money, and then it spectacularly crashed. Part of which was the automated system for identifying what they considered porn, which pretty much flagged anything that had skin tone in it.
Oh.
That became an issue because Tumblr had a lot of fan art on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, some of it was definitely sort of adult orientated, but some of it was just skin tone, faces and arms and legs, and everything was getting flagged.
Me and you too, Blazed. I never have been monetized. I tried. They make it way too hard, so I'm good with it. I'll just be me, cuss, and act up on my channel because YouTube, they're really doing too much. I wonder what caused them to make this decision.
They just started all these new rules at the first of the year. And I did see somebody commented, can we go over the new rules? And that actually might be a good live.
Yeah.
For a lot of people to kind of discuss some of the new rules. There are a lot of channels I've already Googled a while ago, especially the gaming community. It seems like the gaming community is really getting hit because they cuss as they're gaming. And so videos they've had for years are now no longer monetized and they're no longer earning revenue. Yeah.
Colleen, can we see your face?
How does she have a link?
I did
Well,
for Kraken. Colleen,
Oh.
do we
No,
want
thank you.
Colleen up here?
No.
I'm done. Tits and nuts. Have a link.
No, thank you.
I was like, wait, where's Colleen? No.
That was
I'm dropping.
hilarious.
I'm dropping.
Why would she have a link?
Cam,
Hey, Cam.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Am I frozen? Oh,
No, you're
You're
not
fine.
frozen.
okay.
You going
What's
to
up?
talk about the rules with us?
Oh yeah. That's
Colleen,
what-
you weren't invited up.
Oh, God,
Nobody
it's
invited
Cam
you.
only.
Cam
Cam and
was.
Scott are the only two that get links in here.
Yeah.
Well, Robin will soon. Or Robin.
Yeah, Robin.
Oh,
Robin is
yes.
welcome to take that link. There's several that are welcome to take the link, but when I drop it for Cam, that doesn't mean come up and you haven't even asked if you could.
What, did Colleen really try?
Yes, I just kicked her.
No, ma'am. You called us bullies. You can go.
Oh, God.
Drink,
I was like,
drink.
wait, where's she at? No, I don't want to hear from this lady. Like, no.
That was Drinky Drink Lady.
Yeah, no, she needs to be off YouTube.
yeah, she does.
In
At
my
first,
opinion.
I thought it was Cam coming up playing a joke. That's why I said, "Let me see your face." And then it was really Colleen. I'm like, "Oh hell no!"
What you got there, Cam?
I'm sorry, Cam.
I'm trying to fix this freaking stupid. It's taking my.
It's annoying you, ain't it? I know how you get.
We can hear you.
Oh, dude, yeah, it started to piss me off real bad. Look over my messenger, and I don't care.
When his stuff ain't going right, he is hyper focused on fixing it too.
I know
Yes.
he's been having some issues lately, but so have we.
Yeah,
We have.
major issues.
I've got.
So I think it's like site wide.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So yeah, like everything y'all said, they're going back on YouTubers that are have million subscribers, and they're taking videos from 10 years ago and demonetizing. And I even heard that they will, if you have a bank account set up, they will go back and remove the funds that they paid.
Are you serious?
Yes, that has happened. I've watched a couple of videos on it where that has already happened.
I would lose my shit.
I mean, you got to think, especially if you're like a huge channel.
Like, think about Mr. Ballin or Oh My Gosh TV.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's what most of the videos I've seen were coming out of the gaming community. And yeah, they're losing monetization on all their videos they've had for years and years and years.
Wow.
I don't
understand why they thought this was a good idea.
I don't need it.
For them to make more money and the people making the content to make less would be my guess.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And
the advertisers are getting picky.
Well, look at 10 to Life. 10 to Life has had to censor all her videos for so long because they wouldn't allow her to upload them. And in fact, she had to make a $1.99 tier on Patreon just to upload videos to, because YouTube was kicking them out.
They had to. This is a.
Who was that?
10 to Life.
Damn,
she
good,
does true
too.
crime. Yeah, she's got a shit ton of subscribers.
Yeah, she's damn good.
When there was a good time period where everything I put up that I uploaded would automatically get limited ads because people were. It was towards the beginning, so I had to fight and get manual human reviews on everything I did. That got old, but I started passing my own ad. Like I would grade my own. Videos, and I started passing all of them. And once you do that, they will take your word for it. But you got to not mess up. Yeah.
And they age restrict everything. They age restrict every live we do because it hits his avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I don't give
I age restrict anything I upload to my channel, which I have a shit ton of. They're all unlisted, but I always put 18 and older.
Yeah, I do too, because YouTube's just going to knock it down if you don't.
Yeah.
I've been playing this song, that feel good song that I play on my channel for I don't know how long. And the past 5 or 6 lives, not including last night's, they have all been copyright struck. And one of my videos was taken down completely.
Oh, they struck it? They just didn't put a claim?
I had the license code to it because I paid for the license code through Adobe, but they still took it down. And
it's bots.
Yeah. And I was pissed, and I'm afraid to dispute it because
I know.
Yeah, I don't want to get
You don't want to be on their radar.
Yeah. I'm streaming to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube every time I go live. So I'll move to Twitch if it gets.
Well, a lot of people have moved to Twitch. What's that
How
DJ?
is Twitch
He
really
done
for true crime though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of channels. There's that are over there that are on YouTube too. They're actually bigger over there.
Yeah, they are.
And so they pay good over there too. So, I have no shame in saying that. If I put in work and making videos and do stuff, that's not making money off of a case.
No, I get so sick of that. Oh my God. Yes, I know.
Right.
God. In this community, though, that is the most said.
It's a buzz phrase.
It's
Yeah.
so stupid. Like, you're making money off something. Now there is, if you have a stupid little channel and you're making up dumb ass content, like
Right.
with, if you're sitting there with a no offense to some of the people that might going to hate this, but you got a spirit box and it's sitting there like
I know.
and you're saying
Right.
this and this, and you're misleading people, and you're making killer money, then
A
you're making
spirit
money
box.
off of Summer's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Don had a funny idea. This Don Wells idea one time, and I laughed my ass off. He was like, "Cam, please go get a fart box and sit with the video." And he's like, "Ask that thing questions and then let it fart."
And let it fart.
Hey, I have a question for Don Wells. If you do speak to him, did he know in the text he sent to Ziggy that he was speaking to Ziggy, or did he think he was talking to Adrian from what's her new channel? Sassy Mama or something? It's Krama Mama. Yeah. I'm just curious because he texted her, "Oh, Ziggy's here hanging out with the meth people or something." And I was curious if he knew he was sending that to her or if he thought he was sending it to the other Adrian.
When was that text sent?
A couple weeks ago.
It was when she was in Tennessee or right after she got back. So she just went there again.
Ziggy did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came down here.
You didn't see her driving around in the U2 Ziggy car?
I didn't, and I live here. I didn't see it.
No,
people got pictures of her license plates. It says YT Ziggy on them.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think I really, really want to say something right now, but I probably shouldn't because I've already got a shit.
No, you can say whatever you want here.
So it was probably I already last night. I mean, so Tiffany's trying to come at me all hard, and I don't give a shit.
She'll break a hip.
We don't give a shit about what
I
Tiffany
told her.
thinks
I said now if you go and do a sound test with Benny, I said now he might be intelligent enough he is to pull it off, but I said Tiffany, I don't think they make do sound tests for dummies or airhead with a wig tutorials for
right.
Dude, because she came at me hard. I said, Tiffany, this is the problem. I said, you probably didn't even listen to what was said in my live last night. So don't come over here trying to throw shade. I hate when people do that. They don't listen to it, and then they get it.
coming over there windmilling.
He said this, and he said that. Yeah, you like I didn't say anything demeaning towards them except call out things that people didn't know on certain situations. And I felt like if you're going to say this about this, you need to bring up this about the other person who also did something with the minor. That's true. That's fact. I'm talking about Jeannie, and that's controversial, but she did. She had a child with a 14-year-old when she was overage. Her cousin.
Oh.
So,
No, I heard your live last night. We all had differences about it.
I feel like that doesn't have anything relative to do with Summer.
Neither did the other.
Not his sister.
Neither
it
did
could though. It could relate. It could possibly. We don't
know.
No,
it couldn't because they never met Summer. If they cared enough about that child and thought that she, for the 5 years of her life, was getting SA, then they should have made reports about. There should have been reports about all that.
Cam, I'm going to call you on that though.
Call me
Listen,
and it's okay to call him.
Wait, stop for a second. Stop.
Okay.
What my whole thing is Cam, how comfortable were you coming out with that? Your story. It was hard, right?
When I first came out about it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this wasn't an easy thing.
No,
right.
I was.
This wasn't an easy thing for these ladies to do.
They got
right.
Like
no, I don't disagree with you about that.
I got told
right.
that I didn't give off.
And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But my whole point is that they came out with it when they did because they said.
But also, Mary said that
this could.
Hurt. Mary lied too, though, in the beginning. So we have to take that into account too. And I'll be the one who said.
Conflicting stories. She gave very conflicting stories.
She said Dawn would never do anything to hurt Summer. She said Dawn would never do that. Dawn saved her from the Dawn's friends from getting messed with. She said that, and then she switched it and said that Dawn was a part of it. That she
Yeah, but
has
I
told
don't wonder
so
how
many
much CM didn't have to do with that, in my honest opinion.
a ton.
And
Right.
so
ton.
I can see where you're
Yes.
coming from. I can see
know
where
all
they're
of it.
coming from. I'm somewhere in the middle of it. I
Same.
think it definitely muddied the waters as far as Summer's case because we don't have evidence of that.
You may drop a
But
bombshell right
also,
then.
like Soup said, you know, the past can sometimes dictate the future. And so I see that you need to see the past and then, but then again, I'm not, I will never put any of that on Summer until somebody tells me that there's evidence
No,
of that.
exactly.
But
and it
I
shouldn't
agree,
have. It shouldn't.
it muddied the shit out of it. And I feel like those sisters were exploited. I'm not going to diminish anything that
Exactly.
happened to them. If it truly happened, I truly believe justice needs to be served, if that's
Exactly.
possible.
Thank you. I told Dawn
But
last
it
night.
did muddy all of Summer's story.
I told Dawn Wells last night. I said, if you did those things and the things that they're claiming, and you're saying the things that you're claiming, but if you did them, you need to go stand and pay the piper. I've always
Right.
said that. I'm not gonna see people get it twisted. I'm not backing him and saying that's right. How could I ever say that's right? You know, I'm not saying that. But what I will say is, you know, and I didn't even, like, if y'all heard me last night, I said, I don't even want to get in. That's not the whole point of what I'm trying to say. The point of me talking about any of it was that it was made out that because a narrative was fit. Here's a bomb drop. CM was in Utah before he ever thought about coming to Tennessee. He went to Utah
But here's
first.
the thing. Here's the thing, though. Don did admit to what he did with his sisters.
Nobody's
now,
saying that he
that
didn't. But what did he say?
That
What did
doesn't
he say?
mean that does not translate into
He
that
said
he
he was
definitely
playing
did something
house.
to his children.
What did he say though? That's exactly right. What did he say? He didn't say. He said
He said he was playing house.
Yep, and he said.
Interestingly enough, it was his stepsisters. It wasn't his. He didn't do anything to the biological sisters. That's why I think, like, you know, deep down psychologically, as a kid, he may have blamed the stepsisters and the step family for causing some kind of turmoil. But he doesn't. You know, that's why I don't think he would essay Summer, because that's, you know,
had
his
no relevance.
flesh and
That was my
blood.
whole
It's
point.
kind of in his mind maybe easier to go after someone who isn't related to him. Does that make sense?
Well,
no,
yeah.
I'm kind of right there in the middle of of all of you. And I know some are very favorable to this side. We have this discussion amongst ourselves after your live last night. And some are very favorable towards the sisters and their story. And some see where you're coming from, that may have happened. We're not diminishing. He's admitted as to what point we don't really know, because he didn't admit the full extent of what is being claimed. He admitted a partial extent of that. And
that's
and maybe that did happen. And therefore, you're right. They need justice. They need justice. But in Summer's case, it all of a sudden flipped everything, right? And everybody's opinion went straight to him. He did this. He did this to Summer. But we have no evidence of that.
But and then it was made out that it was like had to be a sexual thing for his child to sleep in between the two parents. That is definitely, that's not fair.
No, that's fucked up. My daughter's 8 and a half, and she still crawls in my bed.
Both my kids, they sleep in between. We are their protectors. They get scared. They want to sleep in between mommy and daddy.
No, I never fell for that, because my daughter's the same way.
Attachment
she's
parenting
8.
really advocates for that. So
what? Is it?
I said attachment parenting. It really advocates for co-sleeping.
Yeah, my kids slept with me till they were like 9.
Can you explain that? What is that?
Attachment parenting?
Yeah.
Eliza?
It's where you kind of like you keep your child with you a lot. They people that are kind of going with attachment parenting, you'll see them wearing their children.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
I
they're
get that.
very
I get
much,
it.
yeah. They're with their child quite a bit. Where it's kind of hard for me to explain, but
Yeah, they
Philosophically, they want to encourage the emotional attachment
right.
through
And the
physical
skin
attachment.
contact
So
and all that.
literally
Yeah.
having the child in your presence as much as possible so that you are able to relate to their emotions, they can relate to yours, and that the relationship will build there even when they're non-speaking, non-verbal, until they
When
actually get older.
when your child's born now, they will take the child and put that child skin to skin with mama,
Yeah.
and then they'll also encourage skin to skin contact
With daddy.
with the dad. There's something
right.
very, very important about that early bonding, and
They
so
did that
that's
with my son and my daughter.
it. Kind of grows from there. You know, there's a way you can actually discipline your child without ever laying
It's true.
uh
Like that. Yeah.
harshness of any type on them. You can, if you're close with your child, you can talk to them and explain to them, and it really does work. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Y'all should hear a poll. It's funny that like I know that you were hesitant to say like so in where I'm from, there's still people like, look, there's a difference between beating your child and spanking your child. I believe in spanking your child. I'm like, I don't, because I got the hell beat out of me with switches when I was little.
I've heard that
But to me,
argument,
that's beating
or
your child.
I hear I was spanked and there's nothing
I was
went wrong with me. Well, go to your local prisons and find out how many of them were spanked too. Something ended up wrong with them. So
That's right.
it doesn't mean just because you ended up on the right path that spanking is okay. There's another way. If there's another way and it works, why would you not choose the more loving way, the one that doesn't make your child afraid with you, but more in children want to please you.
That's right. They do.
They naturally want to please you.
Well, as adults,
I'm not going to get into
if
a
we
big
do
old battle
something
'cause I
wrong,
know.
do we
No,
want
I
to
agree
be
with you,
beat?
because look at me. My life is shit because I was spanked like it was shit. I'll say that. And
spanking leads to your children not trusting you, being afraid to come to you.
I agree absolutely 100%, Liza, and I can't remember at a time when that was the go-to, but it does take more patience. There's no getting around it. It's far easier to take your frustrations out with a quick slap, and that's why people do it.
I've always said that physical discipline is lazy discipline. And Heather, I agree. I'm not trying to imply that they're there because they were spanked either. My whole point was that spanking didn't prevent any of that.
But I think there is truth in the fact that there is a difference between spanking and beating. I'm sorry, but when you use a wooden paddle, a wooden spoon, a belt, if you go to smack your kid on the ass, your hand's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Depending on your force, right?
But
if you use an object, you don't notice that.
But listen, why is our children the only thing that is socially acceptable to hit? If you hit an adult, you're going to jail. If you hit an animal, you're getting in trouble there too. But for some reason, it's socially acceptable to hit something way smaller than you that is your own flesh and blood. I don't understand.
No, I totally understand with you. I can't remember. I mean, actually, no, today I was walking by and my son was laying down and I popped him on the ass. It was just a joke because it was sitting up and I just, it was like not even hard. It was funny. Just like, because it was up in the air and I was like whack, but it was not like beating or even anything of that sort.
One sentence. Let me finish this one sentence and I'll tell you my thoughts on it, because I believe I'm with people too, because I am from the South. If it is bad enough, if your child is this continue not to listen. Now, if you just pop them on the hind end one time, it doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have. There's a difference between beating and spanking, like they said. Now they have to know that there is, when they're very little, that sometimes like you pat them on the hand when they touch something, or something like that. You have to be there's consequence. Most of the time, you can raise your voice and say no, and it hurts their feelings, and they don't want to do it anymore. On the other hand, though, like there was certain, not my parents, but other people in my family that were very heavy-handed, and then would make us thank them for our punishment after.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, and it was rough, but I do agree that if I wasn't, I think I got some good things out of being corrected because I knew what was right and wrong, and it taught me to always go back and tell. So if I BS'd my parents after that, like I would even, after growing up, I would go and tell them. I would say, my mom always said, regardless of what Cam does, he always comes back a day or so later and he'll tell me the truth. And, that was in my, mid-teens and teens when I was running around and being stupid. And she, if anybody's heard my story with my mom, it's not great, but, they did the best they could before their addictions took over them. But I ended up
Well, I
going
think things were different when we were kids, though, because I do know that I got a belt, I got a wooden spoon. Was that the way I was going to handle my children? Absolutely not.
Right,
I
when
knew
we
that
know
from
better.
the get-go that
When
I
we
would
know better,
never
we do
put
better.
that in my kids.
That's right.
And
That's
so,
right.
but when we were kids, that was our teachers. I remember when I was growing up, our teachers had paddles. And if you were bad, they took you out in the hall and they paddled your butt.
Yeah, they used to have the cane in school when I was at
Sometimes they
school.
made you sign the paddle.
It might be a principle. So that I was going to say something before this, and this is with Don, and I've told him this because I don't want to be taken out of context with that whole thing. They're like, "Oh, you're defending him." I'm not. I'm saying I would rather say, out of all the speculation, out of all the BS, out of all the lies, everything that's happened, I would rather know the source. And that's what I called him last night, was my source. I would rather know, and I will take what he said about CPS closing the case that was filed, everything, than over everything else I've heard, because that person was there. Now, if it turns out to be wrong,
so was he that source?
He was my source.
Okay.
And I pretty much said it last night. I was like my source. Then I would say Don, because everybody knew Don called. And I was surprised as anybody when he called me. Because I hadn't heard from him since he got out. And I just asked him, I said, dude, I got to ask him things that he had never answered for me before. And I was like, well, I would like to be able to talk about that. And if he said no, then I didn't talk about it. And if he said yeah, then I did. I wanted to get the truth out there. And the main thing was there was a call made by a neighbor, said that the boys and Summer had BB pew-pews. And that's what I call them, because not to say that word.
Yeah,
but
I got you.
So who would be the one person that would call and do something that would have visual to see that?
Neighbor,
and there's one.
But that's assuming Don is correct.
Yeah, well, look, he had the report. They closed the report on the 14th.
But why didn't we ever hear about this prior?
That's he didn't want to talk. He said it was nobody's business. And he said, now, so everybody wants to talk about it now. He said, here's what happened. He said, they closed the case on the 14th. He said, Summer had it wasn't even, she didn't have a BB. She had a CO2 cartridge in one of those, and it made a pop sound.
Oh, like the airsoft?
Yeah. He went as far as to even explain what they did the rest of that day, because that's the last day he really has memory of her. And hold on a second, he's calling me.
Is he watching us?
Hey, Don.
Here's my thought on this. Actually, I'll wait till he comes back because I want to tell him. I want to play devil's advocate for a second.
My whole thing with this entire case is everybody is a liar. I don't believe shit. I don't believe anything. I believe at some point on June 15th, Summer was there and then she was not there. That's all I know.
Right.
And I don't believe any of them
I
because they're
just
not
have a
liars.
hard
No
time
one's
believing that the Wells completed the perfect murder. I can't
Right.
believe that it was
Right.
an accident because I don't see how they covered everything
Right.
up so
Right.
perfectly in that spur of moment, right? Because
That has always been my whole problem with
I
any
don't.
scenario that I've come up with involving them is how did they get that so perfect that nobody can figure it out? But
right.
everything else seems, according to all of us, or is a wreck. That
But
doesn't
we
Yeah.
that
all
doesn't
follow
work.
true crime. We see how this plays out in every case.
Right.
And
Yep.
for something to be like no information to even put the parents in jail for neglect, for abuse, for
Right.
this, for that yet. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's still ongoing investigations, but and then if it was like, a spur of the moment shit, an accident happened and it was a cover up for not one of the boys to see and at this point not say,
Right.
I
Right.
can't fathom how that happens.
And I never believed Don knew anything. He does not seem like he's desperate.
See, I
He seems
thought he
like,
did at a point, but the point was muddied.
yeah.
Right. Yes.
And that's where I do understand where Cam's coming from when he says it muddies the water. It muddied the shit out of it.
It did. It really did.
And like, CM always
Right,
said, there's
because
two
we all
trains
started
going
to
together,
the
but
whole
you got to separate those trains.
every time they've kind of what would be the motivation of them covering up or blah blah blah, it's never made not a lick of sense. And that throwing in the essay in there and trying to use that as some sort of motive still doesn't make sense. It
No,
just
and
No.
doesn't. I
why
mean,
they call one too? If they really wanted to hide something, nobody would have known Summer was gone. Nobody, because she wasn't in school yet. So why
right.
did they call 911 if they were trying to hide anything?
They would have had so much more time
Yeah.
before they would have had to have reported if they weren't genuinely concerned about looking for her. There's a lot that just doesn't make sense, and I think like people need to go back to the very beginning and maybe take out certain distractions, realize what's a distraction and take that out and look. But I was listening to what Cam said, and if that is true about the case being closed when it was, I that would have made a certain neighbor that may have called that in pretty angry that the kids weren't going to disappear and maybe cause people to move off
Them.
of a particular hill, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And especially in trying to keep the what do I want to say? I don't want to say his name, but the boyfriend or whatever of said
Mm-hmm.
neighbor,
Right.
of trying to keep him and get him
Right.
back, of, oh, this
Right.
happened, you have to be here, you have to protect us type thing.
Well,
I don't know. She's
at
always
that
been sus to
time,
me.
that boyfriend was still there, but he was probably straying, right?
Molly, he cannot. My understanding in listening to Cam last night is they have said that he cannot come on YouTube. He is being told that if he wants to be in compliance as far as getting other kids back or whatever that case may be, that he cannot go on YouTube. The other thing is I seen you said he should come on panel. I honestly never want to have any communication with any suspect in this case. So I
Don's
would
going to
never.
answer your question in your chat right now
Okay.
about
About
Ziggy.
Ziggy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to come in. He said he was going to come in the chat. he was like, man, he was like, what's going on? I was like, no, I said, what we're talking about. I said, what did you say that you did? And he was like, I played house, and I said, well, then if there's anything comes of it, they have to prove. Then that has to be proven either on both sides. That's why we have courts and the courts of law. I said, that I've had to face trial being on the wrong side, being guilty of things I've done, and justice doesn't always. I don't know. It's not always fair. Believe that. And I've been on the innocent side and had to eat charges that I didn't do. It's true. It
Hey,
happens
Kim, can you answer something for me?
all day, any day.
Has Dawn's oldest daughter ever come out and said anything similar?
They have actually, his son and his daughter have emphatically said that Dawn has never touched them. And I know that for a fact. I have heard it.
Okay, I was just curious because I feel like
that's another lie.
I feel like if history repeats itself, history repeats itself. And so you have to look at full history. But and as
that's
anybody
fair.
here in
That's
this
fair.
chat, I don't ever want you to think I diminish anything of the sister story. I will never diminish it. I'm just
I never did either.
I'm just more involved in like Summer's story and how does this relate to Summer's story?
Exactly. Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's all that matters is Summer's
Right.
story. Where is Summer? What the happened to her?
And that she
Jody's
doesn't get
trying to
forgotten.
jump on it. And
She's
Jody's too
sus
trying
to
to jump
me.
on that train.
I was just talking about that, Cam, how you were talking last night about that particular case being closed, how that would make a neighbor that may have reported that angry that people didn't lose their children and maybe become so upset that they wanted to sell their land and move away.
Yes.
That is a scary thought.
It is. And then to think about her son and creeping. I've been telling Don about that because he didn't even know about it. About her son being
Because he was in jail when all that came out?
No, this was in August of 2021.
Oh,
right,
okay.
It's a couple of months, but it was even before I even went to the property the first time. So August 1st and 15th, that's when Jody Sue, Andy, and Damien had permission to be up on that property at any time. Why are you hiding, running through the woods where the bus is, where the scent trail went down to the road? Why is your mom, Jody Sue, sitting in the driveway honking and alerting you if people are coming? That's what happened. I had 6 witnesses come on my show. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 of the 6 come on my show and talk about it.
Refresh my memory. What date was that happened on again?
August 1st and August 15th of 2021.
Okay.
So it was after.
But it was after she was gone.
What was he doing? Was he looking for something to drop? He was made to stay at the house during the searches on the 15th. He knew the woods like back of his hand.
Mm.
Why?
Yeah.
So then
I remember all that.
Why would this has been my speculation to it too. He came from the areas that were in question. What were you looking for, and why was your mom at the bottom of the driveway? And then said that you weren't the one, the individual that the people chased, and said that he was checking the mail, but yet he comes from the other side of the Wells property, out of the woods.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Did y'all see how bent out of shape she got when we talked about that?
Yeah,
She
I
made
absolutely did.
Yeah.
Well, I see how bent out of shape she gets. Yeah, she gets bent out of shape anytime anybody talks anything about her involvement.
I trigger her so bad.
Yeah,
a lot of people do, and that's what raises my feathers with her.
And police were looking into her son long before he was ever brought up on YouTube. Remember when Cam released those Facebook Messenger conversations?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
To somebody. She was complaining to whoever sent her money. Oh, now they're looking into my son. Cry, cry.
I see Scott H commented, but we can't take what his children say as fact. We can't, or I just can't. You're right. I don't take anything as fact, to be honest with you. This case has twisted and turned me like no other case has ever done.
you always have to weigh the credibility of your witness and what their motivation might be to
His
say one
daughter,
thing
his
or
daughter should,
another. You know, it always is taken with a grain of salt.
his daughter should have, you know, she should have credit, full credit. I feel like.
Well, she gets credit, but she also would have a little bit of motivation to maybe not come forward.
Wow.
And what would the motivation be? Again, I'm playing
That's her
devil's
dad.
advocate.
That's her dad.
But she doesn't see him.
Yeah.
But they
And
talk.
they had her.
When
When you get into family dynamics, it's a slippery slope there.
and I'm only playing devil's advocate because I'm
And I
trying to understand what your reasoning is on these thoughts, because I like to see everybody's thoughts from all points.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the only way to make me understand sometimes, or make me learn how people come to their conclusions, right?
I want to clear something up about his son's case too, because I was explaining to this, and people that have said what had happened. Now, I haven't seen the report. I just was told by Dawn earlier. I said that he was in, you know, him and this girl, his son and this girl were very. I think he said she was 16, and that his son was a little bit older than 18, and that they were dated for a long time. They were in love with each other. They had a child together, and they went on to go be together after. So, you know, I don't know. I've always had a problem with that, because I know people I went to school with that their parents, a girl's parents, would let them, or vice versa, would let them date an older person, and then that older person would piss them off, and they would file charges for statutory. That's not
and
fair.
I get that. I've heard that before too. Lots of times where it could be like 16 and 19, 17 and 19, something like that. Yeah. And then the person's parents file. I don't really have an issue with that. I know 19 and 16 people think are a big difference. To me, when it's female and male, I always dated older because they were, males mature differently than females. I don't want to say older in that I was a teenager and they're in their 20s. No, but had I been 16 and 18, absolutely.
Right. And especially if you got parents' consent, which
that's
Allie told a story. Did you hear that about her band teacher? And one of the girls,
no,
the girl that was in her class, her band teacher was 52 years old, and the parents let the girl that was, she was a conductor for the band, be with the teacher for years and years and years. Then they turned around and hit him with charges, and he went to prison. He should
have been in prison. So should have her parents.
He should have, because he knows better. He knew better. That's the thing.
Right. And so do they. They knew better too. Why would they allow that to happen to their child? That's neglect and abuse.
Amen.
Yeah.
You handed your child over to what you know is a creepy old man, because he's looking at your young daughter. Yes.
I'm pretty sure I'd do something unpleasant if somebody tried to touch my daughter.
Yeah.
That was that age.
Hey, there's Dawn.
That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, Dawn is here. Welcome, Dawn.
Hey, man. No, I just think...
So,
go ahead.
Can I still play devil's advocate a little bit with you? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you have a source that says that this happened on the 14th, but said source is Dawn, as you stated, which everybody is a suspect. What leads you to believe that that is true, and why wasn't it brought out sooner? Because we've talked about the CPS thing a long time ago.
Right.
Have a good night, Lenny.
And Don didn't at that time, he said he didn't feel like it was anybody's business about what happened before, because it was somebody trying to call the welfare and start problems. That's what he said. And I can agree with him. That's their business. That had nothing really to do with anything except for, because obviously in this area, I don't know if she's on here right now, but people will. It's the craziest thing. People call social service. I've seen people do this back and forth on one another. Like it's like a war.
We've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's stupid, and a waste of resources for a child
Right.
that could get used and need help. But okay, so we're what you
But
asked.
we also have heard another devil's advocate, and I'm really just wanting to get your thoughts on this, as we've also heard that they were dodging them on the 14th, and then she goes missing on the 15th.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll answer that right there. But he said they
Was it the 14th that the case was closed?
he said they came
If
and
that
they
was
met.
when it was, if they came and closed it, how was that dodging them?
No, but we've heard all along that they were dodging them.
I know we heard that.
So that's where I'm trying to think is, why is this information coming out now when all along we've been led to believe this and the record was never set straight?
I know, because it really would have helped end a lot of the speculation early on if that would have come out much earlier.
Don tried to tell people when they were saying that they were the social service. Don was trying to tell people when he said that they removed the boys, when he said because of his drinking and because of dangers to that property. Don was not lying at that time. Don was not. This is my problem that I have right here. Don has not. Out of everything, love him, hate him, like him, whatever it is, he's been pretty truthful. Even if it doesn't even paint him in a pretty picture, even if it's not favorable.
I agree.
He's been very very honest.
Right, because most important is that Summer is found, right?
That's exactly right, and I give him credit for that. He's, I met him, and when I met him, he looked me in my eye and he told me the truth. Everything that he has told me to this point has come to be factual. He told me about passing the polygraph test early on, and I talked about that. And people told me I was full of shit. Yeah, and I was like, oh, here it is. Months and months. Sheriff Lawson admitted
but
it.
Lawson said they passed.
I think part of the problem with a lot of the misinformation that keeps passing by and around and stuff is Hawkins County's failure to they have just talked trash on anybody that is looking into Summer's case and looking for Summer, and that has been like the majority of their news release or whatever, and their news release is few and far between. If you look at many other cases, they don't do that. Their investigations have moved forward a lot quicker.
Right.
Yes, I can see why they can be frustrated with social media, but also social media can also be their friend in a lot of ways.
That's right.
But have we ever seen a case where this many YouTubers jump on it and call in all kinds of fucking weird shit?
Never. 1,500.
I don't know. It was pretty. That was pretty ridiculous. Where people were calling in tips.
The first press conference, they blamed social media, and that's fucking bullshit. Nobody was even involved to mess up with social media. They've messed up.
That's their answer for them. I think they messed up from the get-go. I think
here's the thing.
Messed up from the get-go and not properly securing that
I don't feel
crime
sorry
scene
for
area and investigating it properly. Something got dropped there.
No, I agree. And I think that honestly, LE and probably the small town never had to deal with social media. The thing is, social media is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And it can honestly be a great tool.
They did have to deal with social media with Carly Trent case. And Sheriff Lawson was residing over. I mean, he was in charge over that case as well. They encouraged the help of the public, and the public was the one who solved that case.
Was he in charge over Megan Boswell?
No, that's Sullivan,
a different county.
And
okay,
yeah,
I thought so.
And and I've said this from the beginning, if the Sullivan County would have been, which I think that part of Hawkins County where Don and them live should be Sullivan County. If they would have been in charge, we would be
They're
in a
close
very
to the border.
we would have been in a different we've been farther along. I think they might have found out a lot more if Sullivan County would have been in charge of this investigation.
But don't we have TBI, which is Tennessee, which is all one? Or are they not involved?
TBI, I don't have very good opinions on TBI because I've never been called back. I've never been talked to, and I had very valuable information, and they would never. I found things on searches, and they did not go pick them up for 3 days until it was almost destroyed. And it could have been something very, very important. And I've talked about it and even told what it was a week or so ago. And I'm not going to do it again if people can go back. But if that's not negligence in an investigation, I don't know what is. It wasn't even a mile away from Dawn and Candace's property. So, and it was.
Well, I feel like some LE is resistant to have social media solve a case that they didn't solve.
There's so many people applications.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that, which is bullshit because if social media can solve a case and ultimately, and it happens not often, but it does happen sometimes. That if you can get information and provide credible tips, I think everything has to be looked at, in my opinion. With as far as the wells go, here's my thought with them. We've seen them drunk multiple times. Nothing has ever slipped.
That's right.
You'd have to think that at some point, if the children knew anything, the one still remaining, that something would have slipped.
You heard the saying, drunk man never lies.
And so that's where I'm at the point where I can't shake that maybe she's still alive.
I agree.
I
hope so.
I can't
really
shake
hope
that
so.
feeling. I haven't been able to shake it for a long time. And honestly, she could be in another state. And I'll tell you, I'm in Colorado. I don't see any pictures of her. I don't see any posters. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should start putting them up in areas I live in. Maybe everyone should start doing that. I can't get past the fact that I don't think it was an abduction as, just somebody came up and took her.
I don't believe it was a random.
I don't think
it
so.
was not a random.
But could she have been sold or planned abduction? I fully believe that. And I believe that's why there's no evidence of anything happening to her on that hill. There's no evidence that it was an accident and a cover-up. I'm sorry, but the Wells are not masterminds to cover everything up.
It felt like an opportunity.
In my opinion. What? Lolita? Oh, she was cutting in and out, huh?
Yeah, you're trying. So people are.
I don't think they're masterminds. I don't think that this was an accident cover-up.
It just is grandma still there?
As far as I know, no. But I could be wrong.
She has still stayed away.
As far as I know, I haven't asked about that, but
I'm just curious.
Yeah, so that was my argument from the beginning. You're trying to say that in the time period that happened, that Don and Candace, Don, who actually has 7 alibis, he has a sound alibi. And I'm sorry people want to try to argue that, but he has a sound alibi. Law enforcement, I believe he told me, law enforcement told me, you have a sound alibi. And he told me also how they tried to treat him in jail by putting him under a 23-hour lockdown to try to break him and putting all his mail in black trash bag and not giving it to him. That's, and he said, you can't break somebody when there's nothing there to break. And I believe that because
yeah, I can't stand behind their criminal masterminds that they concocted this whole thing.
cover up
That
sin.
even
Right.
if it was an accident, non-accident,
That's the
they
biggest issue I have with all of that is them. I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean or anything, but them managing to pull off a crime where their daughter disappears without a trace and them being responsible.
That would be hard
I
for
don't buy it.
anybody. That would be
I
hard
agree.
I mean, look at Idaho 4. He's studying this and he's still
master
caught and he still makes mistakes.
Right.
I don't think in the heat of the moment that you can cover everything up as you planned and get away with
No.
it. I don't think that happens. And I don't think these are those type of people. I feel like that if they were able to say, oh, Don had, like, just like Idaho 4, right? Don had his phone on from this time to this time. Oh, the phone went dead. And then this time it comes back on. We would see things like that. There would be something, and I'm not even going to say that we know what law enforcement knows because we have no fucking idea. But I feel like they would be putting these pieces of the puzzle together long before now. And I feel like at this point, we're no farther along in this case than we were on day one, really.
No, and Hawkins County dropped the ball.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They had descriptions and heights and everything wrong. Last thing wearing, they said they didn't even conduct it professionally. TBI being one of the agencies that was involved in that. Can I read this real quick? Don wants me to read
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay. This is what he says. He said, all those psychics, the fake search teams, and all them people here to make money off of Summer's tragedy just really, 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 really upsets me so bad and caused so many problems for law enforcement, for us, and everybody who really wanted to help. It's the most unreal thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like having a nightmare and never being able to wake up from it. Meanwhile, poor little Summer was the one who had to suffer through whatever she's suffering through, or is still suffering. It's just unbelievable. That's what he said.
And I agree to a point, but I guess my question would be, again, I always try to play devil's advocate on everything, is what search groups? Because there were some great search groups out there. And even Equisearch came there.
Yeah, hold on.
Or is he talking about YouTubers?
I think he means the psychic from YouTube that came and...
Oh, the psychic people early on? I remember that.
Yeah, Juanita, for
I can answer this one.
Raven.
You won't believe it. You want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know this to be fact. This is my opinion only. And well, I'm not. There's a lot. It's a lot of people, but I'm not going to put them out there. All right. Equisearch, and I know this to be true. When they came in, they were worried about money. They partied and they stayed drunk the whole time. And this is a fact. A lot of people fell off. It was not very professional the way it was.
The
handled.
Wells did or Equisearch did?
Equisearch did. This is why people felt there was different people that were involved with Equisearch, drone operators, other people that stepped away because of the way things were being handled by a certain leader of that. That's all I'm saying.
That's really messed up and makes me angry because who suffers? Summer suffers.
Yeah,
because I've always thought very highly of them.
And
I know this was Midwest Division. I know who runs that division.
Yep.
I get it's different than the Texas division.
A lot of thing going on.
In all honesty, I feel like that if that is factual and there's proof, complaints need to be made to Texas because I don't think that's something he would stand for.
I saw it and heard about it first.
Any proof of that needs to be brought to light.
I don't know I don't know if there's any proof. I just know of what people all were on the same page with it. So And actually there is some proof to it. Do y'all remember early on when the Churchill Rescue Squad and them had a dispute?
I
Because
remember that.
they weren't turning over what they had found, and vice versa. It was like, yeah, and then there was bad. Her people were getting turned. There was bad blood between people because instead of there was a group, and I'm gonna go ahead and take up for them right here. So the private investigators that were helping the Wells, they did all the recon for EquiSearch and got them down here. They did that, and they deserve credit for that. And did all the recon because they have to have a certain area with a certain amount of space and a credible lead as to why they are searching that area before they will even pack up and come down here. So they had to have recon, had to have all this stuff done. And then when they came down here, they did not give people, they didn't let those people be involved. They just pushed them away and treated them badly. There was bad blood with that. People were just wanting to help and be on y'all heard me say about compartmentalizing of information. That should never happen.
Lolita, are you driving?
Yeah, sorry. I thought I
there
was
she goes.
mute.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
The compartmentalizing of information between certain groups is not going to help to get, these are search groups. I'm not talking about law enforcement. Law enforcement can run their investigation. They don't have to say shit to anybody. But the other search groups that are out searching, if they would compare notes, they probably would have got a lot farther than being like, I've got this and they don't have that. And I'll be honest with you, I tried to pull all those people together because I'd tell them, because I had a good rapport with them and we got really far. And if y'all remember in December, we had Need a Diver, we had drone operators, we had brought people together that never would have worked together with each other. And we knew a lot. And
I remember that.
Certain YouTubers came in and were calling those people's livelihoods their real jobs and made all of them step away. There was some great things happening. Lots of resources and people going here and spread it out far and wide. And it came to an end on December the 10th, the day before my birthday, just like that, over some dumbass people that I still hold a grudge to because it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt Dawn, Candace. It hurts Summer.
Well, and the thing is with the YouTubers, I honestly feel there are a lot of YouTubers who like this case going because they keep earning money off this case. That's my personal opinion. My personal opinion. But if Summer's case was to be solved, oh shit, now they've got to go do research. And there's so many cases we can talk about. So many cases. But a lot of them have made their money off of Summer. And they continue to do so.
You can clearly see our channel isn't. You can clearly see our channel isn't monetized. My only interest in all of this is I would like to attend the celebration when Summer comes home. That's my only interest is to celebrate.
I would love for Summer to come home and for Summer to be found and for Summer to be alive.
Yes.
I know that a lot of people have lost hope, but there's just something about it that I can't shake because there is no evidence of the other. I mean, I'm sorry, these people are not masterminds. They are not criminal murder masterminds.
No.
They can't cover everything
Don got caught. Don got caught in most of the shenanigans he's been guilty of, correct?
Yes, that's right. Don doesn't have a record of
he's not real good at crime.
He doesn't have a record of breaking it, and he has nothing SUO on his record. He has drugs and breaking in, and he's gotten caught for every single one of them. And
well, come on now.
Well, we're
not going to throw him under the bus, but
we're not going to throw it. Don, I got away with things.
I mean, we could say there are things that he has gotten away with. I'm sure that was not the first time
I've gotten away with speeding many times and not been caught.
Yeah, that's what they say. If like everybody's like, even criminals, they're like, if I would have went down for what I should have went down for, I'd never see the light of day. Every criminal would tell you that.
Right.
But
I can't believe that, people want to say accident cover up. Okay.
No.
An accident cover up would require you literally, you weren't planning this. It's an accident happens and you've got to cover it up and you've got to cover everything up. We had
That doesn't
cadaver
make
dogs,
sense.
right? They had
That
cadaver
doesn't make
dogs.
sense.
They had scent dogs, right? Both?
yes,
I mean, they would have to throw it in a vehicle. They had to do, there would be cadaver dogs somewhere sniffing this out.
Yep.
Yeah, and the only evidence is they have her scent going down that little trail there. But I've always felt
It's
it
not
was an
the driveway.
opportunistic abduction.
We've all
It's the
seen
driveway.
Somebody on
It's the
that
driveway.
We've
hill
all seen the.
saw her.
We've all
and
seen.
grabbed her.
We've all seen the property. There is
Yeah.
no evidence that there was any massive cleanup before any search parties got there.
No, and you can't
Right.
pick certain things up out of dirt,
No, you
and
can't.
stone and brush. It's impossible. So all the
That-
evidence points to is her walking, and then her scent stops. So somebody grabbed her and ran,
and you
or
have-
somebody grabbed her and put her in a car.
And the dogs hit on the footprints. They alerted on the footprints, and then they alerted on a property behind Ben Hill on 174 Ben Hill. They
Oh, I
alerted.
keep forgetting that.
Yeah. So
On that ridge, that impossible ridge.
mhm.
She's going. She's
Yeah, you're
driving
cutting out
through the.
Lolita. I think she
This-
said
I
on
think
a
that's what-
ridge. Was it on a ridge?
Yes, on
Well,
an
so the property.
impossible that you could walk on.
You're cutting out,
Yeah.
Lolita.
I think she was saying
She
that
said
on a place that would be very difficult to impossible to
Impossible
walk on, right?
Ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the way the property owner explained it, he said it's in, and it was almost like strategically out of the view of his home. He said it's out behind his house, in between a ridge where you can't see, and it was just one print there, and then you have a couple more almost a quarter mile away on another property.
So like somebody was carrying her.
It's exactly what every person and cop and investigator I've ever talked to has said.
Which is why I really just have this planned abduction. Planned by who? I don't know. I have a hard time believing stranger abduction based on where they live.
No, it was somebody on that hill. 100%.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I can't even say in my opinion because it's who else? Nobody else knew the area. Nobody else knew her. Nobody knew the property, the way in, the way out. I think it was Justin who said there's only one way in and one way out. Correct?
That's not true. No, that's not true though.
But like if you keep going down, it takes you to like a dead end with a goat.
Well, okay, with a vehicle, there's only one way in, one way out.
That's what I mean,
But you have multiple, and I showed where there is multiple trails that lead up to the Wells property that you can get park on Beach Creek, walk up to their house. You can park on Ben Hill at the end down here. You can walk up to their house. You can through the paths wide enough to drive vehicles up if they were cleared. Don did tell me this, and I really appreciate because I thought that people didn't pay attention. First thing I did when I went up there, I took a 35-pound bag of potatoes or dog food, and I reenacted. I said, "Is it possible to grab her right there within a time frame?" It took 11 seconds, and Allie filmed it for me to go across the driveway and go down the dog trail at that time. Grab that 11 seconds. You could barely see me if you had your back turned, gone. And I ran it, and that was the dog trail that was very hard. So to go,
which is crazy because we've heard Ziggy say over and over again how impossible it is.
It's not
to get up and down there.
No, it's not. You can see my video. I mean, I showed it.
Right, I do remember it.
I ran it, and
I mean, I think if you had a mission, your mission is to get and go. And yeah, you could very easily do that, which is why I still say planned abduction. Planned by who? I don't know. Maybe to the Wells, it's a stranger abduction, but it's not a stranger to somebody, in my opinion.
I don't think they think it's stranger abduction. We've talked, me and Don have talked. He thinks, there's so many people, and I've pulled the people that are creepy that are around there. Sherfy, you've got those are all. They're all Lawson's people that are around that they all work for the jail. Mary Sexton's daughters. She's a sergeant at the jail. Sherfy Senior we used to work at the jail. Her Christy Mock's sister, which is Mary Sexton's daughter, is Cricket Manis. Her husband worked at the jail. He had eyes all over there. You have Jody Susan, informant for Sheriff Lawson. There's more eyes. Then she's friends with all these RSOs. That one that was a cop that got in trouble, Hass, who lives just right down the road on the other side going towards Fields Road. Who's also related to Andy Bernard, married Polly Bernard's niece. Come on, man. It's not, I mean.
No, they were covered by a lot of shady people, as well as we've heard, even with the Jose story, that there were shady people on their property, right?
Yep.
I mean, I would never let somebody I did not know come stay at my house with my children.
Look what Don did. He raised
not
back.
For me, right? But they did, and I'm not going to blame them for that.
Not they.
But her.
Yeah,
her. I know.
That's just to be
but I think anybody who has kids, right? We don't let unknown people in our house with our kids.
That's right.
And that did happen, as we have heard already with that story. What stories do we not know about? What other people? We know Marlena was staying there several days before she went missing. I don't really believe much of shit Lip says, but
I got a shit lips at bitch. Sorry. Can't stand her. Ooh.
No, I can't either. I mean, I'm sorry. I heard the whole court thing where she went to court and said, I have the only information in a missing kids case. What the fuck?
She's threatening me with, she said that I butt dialed her and she has me recorded at 7 a.m. She's like, you are on drugs. And I got you recorded. Allie said she was scared. I got sleep apnea, you idiot. And she says I wasn't breathing because I was sitting in my computer chair. How's that on? I cannot stand that freaking idiot. And I'll tell, if I had it recorded lips, I'd play it myself. You want to hear me breathe at night? You want me to put up a recording, you dumbass, of me breathing at night? Oh my God.
That's so just stupid. Weird.
She's weird, dude. And listen, y'all want to hear about Marlena? Join me here in a few minutes. I'm going to get off here. I got to go set up my thing. We're going to talk about that. So the Lips thing, she's got it all because about Marlena. Marlena is one that needs to be talked about. Her name was not brought up until very late in this, in the ordeal.
Right.
And I can tell you some things that I have learned recently and that I've known that's going to really change y'all's.
But she was the last person we know of us on that property literally days before.
Yeah, and I'm going to go into
that. So I think that is substantial. I think she needs to be looked at because what did she know? What did she do? What was it planned? Who invited her up there? And maybe Don can answer that. Who invited her to stay up there?
He has, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
She plays people, and that's just what I'll leave it that she plays people, and then she goes and I'm going to break that down because Lips thinks she has she's like, I've got the only information. Well, Lips, get ready because I'm going with it. Goodbye.
The thing is I had information that I thought was substantial to a missing child. I'd be blasting that info if I wasn't taken seriously.
That's what I'm talking about right there. This compartmentalizing bullshit.
And it wouldn't take any damn reward to get me talking.
Thank you.
No.
same. That's what I say. Last year when we had all those groups and resources happening, I wanted nothing more for her to be found and this be over with. Because and fuck a reward. Excuse my language. The reward would be that little girl.
Go for it.
You know
Who
what
cares?
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Right.
reward would be Summer. People, I so sick of hearing that. And I have an update that I didn't get to read last night. You guys will like on Tegan Dougherty. I was involved in helping find a missing, so I know that this can work. So, and wait till you hear this report. If y'all didn't follow him and what happened with him and what his dad did to help, law enforcement in Tennessee didn't even know that the mother of Tegan had 10 children removed from her custody in like multiple other states. We talked about it.
Wow.
Law enforcement
That has
heard
got to
about it.
get linked up. These child removals and all of that need to be interlinked state to state. It needs to be.
Right, I
Because,
agree.
look at
And
that little
Scott
girl
H wants to know, Cam, are you going live tonight, Cam?
Right now. I'm getting ready to go set it up right
Yep.
now.
So there you go, Scott H.
That's
I'll
where
be
I'm
there.
going. Scott, you want to come up tonight?
I like talking with you. Maybe sometime you can come on our true crime channel, which is really where we try to push our true crime and just have discussions, because these discussions are great. And I like that we can play different sides and just talk about it and get opinions.
Yeah, people don't have to get
and we have our loyalty is to Summer and finding Summer.
Absolutely.
And so I like to play devil's advocate. I like to hear people's thoughts that are different than mine. I like to understand why you think that, because that makes me better understand. I wish more people did that. But I appreciate everything. So
yeah, no problem. And I think it's just the way people go about when you address something, like if the difference of opinions, because I'll be quick. Like if I'm able to have a adult conversation and hear every side. It's the only time I'll get I'll stay straight redneck with it is when somebody comes on either cussing me or something. Like I go 0 to 1,000. I'm like, let me tell you something. And then
I don't
that's not
cuss.
good.
I just like to understand. I like to understand your perspective.
I'm
I
saying,
like to understand everyone's perspective, which is why, like, even us jerks, we had great conversations this morning based on your live last night. Some of us understood, some of us didn't. We talked about our different points, and it was actually great to see other people's point of views.
All were
just
valid
makes for a good
points.
discussion.
All were valid points of view.
They were all.
Even though they differed.
If people don't understand something that we talk about, feel free, anybody, to ask me, because sometimes I know I get my ADHD gets me way off course and I don't explain things in full. So if you ever have a question you don't understand something, feel free to ask me. People don't have to come at me like sideways about it. Ask me and I'll explain it. I'm always
I'm always just going to ask you directly, Cam.
No, I know it. I know. I know. And I like that.
So,
And
Kim,
appreciate
can I
that.
ask
That's
you
what-
one thing before we go?
Yeah.
Do you think having communication with Dawn again has swayed your mind of what happened?
Mm-mm. No.
Because I have heard from a lot of people that Don is very personable. He's very convincing. He's all of these things, right? And this is just me playing devil's advocate to you, wanting to know your opinion. But I've heard from a lot of people that he is very likable.
He is. I've said it myself. Don's very likable. He's a good he's a good person when he talks to you. He treats you with respect. He looks you in the eye. He's in my opinion, he's been very honest. Like I said, everything he's ever told me has fact checked out. It's been what he said it was. And I have to go till somebody burns me, then I believe what they've told me if they have a track record of telling me the truth. But I've also said at the end of this, if it came out and there was evidence that Magic came out and it was or not Magic, just came out and that the police were holding it was very condemning, then I would have to go on that, you got me. and I was wrong. But at the same time, I don't have to go back and apologize for crucifying anybody and talk because I didn't treat people with like shit.
And I get that, and that's what I said in our chat today. I said I think that you would rather be wrong than say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would rather be wrong. And y'all have seen it countless times. If I'm wrong about something, I would be the first to call my own stuff. I'll come out and say I was wrong about this. Let me fix it. And because we're not all perfect, I can say I'm wrong. I don't have to be right all the time. If I make a mistake about a piece of information, if I don't have it in front of me, if I try to use my words. I try to say, if I don't know something, I'll say I don't know. Don't take me at 100%.
Right, and I've heard you say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think that if there was sufficient evidence, maybe not enough to arrest and convict, if there was evidence that the Wells had anything to do, the Wells would be the prime suspect. We've seen this in every other case. They'll name suspects before they have evidence, right? But everybody is a suspect in this case. And to me, at this point now, we're, nearing on, gosh, in June it'll be 2 years, right?
I'm sorry. They're looking like Keystone Cops at this point.
Yeah.
They look
without
like
having.
stupid.
I would love to know what Dawn's opinion is on the whole Hawkins
He has to be careful.
Lawson son.
He does have to be careful. He lives there.
At another time. When
maybe you can just secretly email
after
it to
summer
us and we
comes
won't talk
home,
about
I
it.
would love to love to hear about it.
I would too, because we've seen a lot of shit.
I can't step foot in Hawkins County now. I'm scared to death of them. Like I've said so much stuff, calling them out about. So I'm scared to go over there now. Because,
and I can understand why you would be, because
right.
Yeah. They just need a tiny reason, right?
Well, I'm surprised Ziggy rolled up into town with their personalized plates, to be honest with you. She had no problem making jailhouse calls with his son or son's people.
Because they're missing one of Hawkins County's missing people cases that's still unsolved. The last person that saw this individual was a deputy that dropped him off at Walmart in Kingsport, and then he disappeared. And it was there's a lot of controversy over that too. So
I really hope that Hawkins County really thinks hard, before the next elections, and really makes.
But if there's no running mate,
if
there's nobody running against them, what do you do?
Anybody except for Jody Sue, run.
I mean, that's what I'll say about TJ. TJ's who's a jerk. She lives in a different state.
I can run for public.
There you go.
You can.
TJ lives in a different state.
That'd really piss him off, wouldn't it?
Hell yeah, it would. Oh my gosh. Let's say here, I'd be like, I can't carry a gun, guys. I'm working on getting my gun rights back, but I can be your sheriff.
Right.
I
was going to say, TJ lives in a different state, and it's a small town, and the stuff that she's told me in her own town, it's crazy to me that this happens, but apparently it happens in a lot of places, the corruption.
Oh, we lost Cam.
That's okay. He's probably going live.
Yeah, he's probably ready to go live.
Well, I'm going to go over to Cam's. Are we ready to be done?
Yeah. Okay.
It got off topic, but I think it was a good topic.
Yeah, we
I always like talking about her case, and I like talking about people involved.
We don't usually dive into true crime over on this channel
we don't. But I think we should try and set up a couple people on our true crime channel just to have discussions, just to pick their brains, just to have devil's advocate.
Scott said
to try and understand. Yeah, I think that'd be great because I love talking about it and I followed this case forever. So,
We need to
yeah,
do let's start from the very beginning and
it's so
reconstruct
hard
what
because
we.
it was so long ago. But yeah,
But
that would
what we
be
know. Let's
great to take our own
let's.
perspective into it and go
Hmm.
back to the beginning.
What do we know for sure? And what's the timeline when this came into play and that came
But
into
so
play?
much of it has been hidden, has been, so many creators have put their stuff on private. I'm sure we could find copies of it somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. That would be interesting to just kind of get our perspective. I mean, we followed it for a long time, but to kind of just deep dive
Well,
and
because I think what happens.
unmuddy what we can, right?
Right.
Some of it,
Exactly. It does get muddied when you hear so much and you follow it for so long and you follow it from channel to channel. But at least I was,
right?
early
I did
on
too.
trying to get every little bit of information. Well, all you got the factual information, and then mixed in is the stuff that somebody heard,
And I mean,
and
I
so
think you
it
take
does
what
muddy it
people
up, and
said.
it's hard to remember what was actual fact and what was
Right.
what was just somebody kind of threw out there, and it wasn't even.
Well,
It might have
it's
just
just
been
like Ziggy's
somebody's theory.
CPS report. Ziggy's
Right.
CPS report needs to be tossed out. The chick that Ziggy was talking to, apparently, that knew the boys, it needs to be tossed out. I'm sorry, but if there was a child case like that in my area, and those kids I would not speak about it. I would not bring it to YouTube. And how much could she honestly have known? So I think a
Right.
lot of those things just
Well, and
muddied it.
what in that report is there that helps find Summer?
Nothing,
Or
but it
say what
muddied it.
happened to Summer? It muddied up the water, but it was useless information as far as what happened to Summer on that day.
Right. And I'm not
more
going to
in
sit back and think the wells were perfect because we've seen enough to know that that was not the case.
Judge any parent, and you're going to find things that they're not quite perfect at.
It's true.
Come on.
It's true. But does any of that mean that they did something? No, obviously, because if there was evidence, they would be arrested or at least
we would know.
prime
We'd have a
suspects.
better idea what happened to Summer, wouldn't we?
Right.
I mean,
I
don't
agree.
know. I wish I knew where she was.
I agree.
I hate that
I'm arrested for this. We should do this on the True Crime channel next time. I think it would be good. I think we all have something different to add. I think we've all followed this case. I mean, we all met through this case, so we all have differing opinions.
Can a mod drop True Crime Circle link in the chat so that those that have not been over there yet will know where to find it? Oh, Cam, it is. It for sure is.
What do you say?
She said, Lord Almighty, y'all, I need proof that's Don Wells. Lord help ya.
Yeah, he's been in chats. That's him.
Yeah.
He just can't publicly speak out.
I overheard Cam with him on the phone on Cam's live last night. That was definitely Don Wells' voice that he was talking to before he muted. So that's definitely him.
Yeah, no, that's definitely Don. I don't know why anybody would think differently. And it's actually smart how he's doing it. He's not giving into temptation. If he has something to say, he's going to say it through Cam. He's not going to be tempted to get suckered back onto YouTube.
Right.
So, well, in all honesty, I don't think it's that he's not going to be suckered back on YouTube. I think that he can't. I think he wants to speak out. I think he wants to talk.
DHS has silenced him. DHS has silenced him and told him they're literally holding his children over his head if he goes on YouTube. You know who would be another one good to have up on our true crime channel in regards to summer is Liplock. I tell you, that one has a data
And
bank.
Angel.
And Angel, yes, they've
I
got
think they
data
all have
banks
different
of
perspectives,
yeah.
which is great. I love hearing everybody's perspective and figuring out somewhere, you know, I don't know. To me, it just, you know, like I have my thought, but it's great to hear other people's thoughts.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it sways my thoughts. My thoughts have changed so much in this case.
Mine too.
I go back and forth. I mean, at first I was like, it's the parents. Crucify the parents. No. And
Sorry,
then I go,
Harley,
it's the neighbor. And honestly, I have no fucking idea.
Liplock said she'll do it.
Oh, good. I think it would be a great discussion. All of us discussing it. I think we should do that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Lolita, are you home yet?
No, I just had to drop something off. But if you guys are ready to wrap her up, I can pull off here quick.
Yeah, it's about 3.5 hours in. That's probably let our friends go watch cracking cases if they'd like, or go where they'd like. I think we've held them hostage long enough.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Cam's end. But all right, thank you everybody for coming.
Yeah, if you go over to Cam's, please. What do we have them drop in chat?
You're a jerk? I don't know. Just go there.
Circles?
The jerk
Just put the circle.
Just put circles.
Yeah. Just
I
put
don't think he's live yet,
Circle
though.
bomb. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't seen him go live yet, but.
The jerks.
Thank you all for coming and joining us today on this unusual
Good night,
Saturday
Frank.
live.
And we'll definitely
Scott H.
have something on True Crime Circle with Cam and Scott because everybody seemed to enjoyed when they were on panel before.
Yeah. I think we should do lip lock too.
Yeah.
Yes,
we'll
definitely
put it
lip
together.
lock. Yeah,
Angel would be fun.
We'd like to get some great guests up.
Yeah. Differing opinions.
Besides, we need a little, help learning the ropes over in the true crime.
We're going to get there, god dang it.
We're going to learn it. We'll get better, I promise, guys.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Mm,
everybody.
yeah, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke, yeah. And I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke, yeah. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down.